In the world of radio shock jocks, the biggest are Opie and Anthony.
These people say shocking things that border on offensive in order to entertain their audience.
I refuse to sit here and think that radio has to be nice. Why? Why does radio, out of any other medium, have to be nice? We are being now held to a standard where we have to be nice and make people feel good. Go screw!
Radio bad boys, Opie and Anthony.
Controversial radio personalities, Opie and Anthony.
Infamous DJs, Opie and Anthony.
Talk show radio hosts, Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Radio shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony.
What happened to your socks?
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes, fast doing it now. I got his skin is completely black. Oh my God.
This is where entertainment is going?
Oh, they're backfiring. Oh my God. Oh, Roland's got a paddle. Oh my God, Roland's on him. Who saw this coming?
They are sick freaks.
1, 2, 3, go.
B-Rock is attempting.
Give us a thumbs up if you're all right.
Shut up!
It's time for people to understand these are words. If you don't like them, turn the dial.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, what the hell day is it?
What?
What the hell day is it?
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Okay, that makes sense.
We're going to relaunch WOW in the spring. Relaunch it.
Yeah, we kind of, it's there, but we don't really pounce on it because, it's winter. Although you wouldn't know it here at the Big Apple. Boy, do we have record-breaking temperatures. It was kind of nice, though.
Well, I was watching the news last night, and all these dopey news anchors, they're thanking the weather guy for such great weather.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd, I just want to thank you for the great weather you gave us today.
What great. I hope you have another good day coming up for us. Well, we're going to give it a try.
Right.
What, with your weather machine, Dopey?
And then they had to say it's going to be nice for another day or two on the East Coast. Of course, Boston, New York.
Yeah.
Even Buffalo is feeling a little warmth. A little warmth lately. And
balmy 20?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Oh, can you tell I'm still sick?
Nice.
Nothing but yellow loogies. Anyway, with a hint of green. Sorry, Jim. So then they're talking to weather guys, and they're like, but some big changes on the way, but don't kill the messenger.
hey, it's not me.
Oh, they suck.
Yeah.
They all just suck.
It was nice, though, going out and not having to bundle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a summer guy. But yeah, Whip 'em Out Wednesday will be relaunched in the spring.
Big time.
Yeah.
Maybe brand new WOW stickers. Maybe a brand new WOW logo.
Wow.
Because we all want to see more and more boobies.
That
boobies
would be
for everybody.
Bold on our part.
For the people out there, Whip 'em Out Wednesday, you know the deal, I hope. But every day, it's very interesting. Every day we're talking to very new listeners.
Mm-hmm.
There are people listening right now that have no idea what Whip 'em Out Wednesday is all about.
Damn them to hell, I say.
We have WOW stickers, especially here in the New York City area. You pretty much can't drive your car without seeing at least one WOW sticker every day.
Yeah.
That's how many WOW stickers we got in the New York area. And there's so many different versions of the WOW sticker in New York that most people don't even know what radio station we're on anymore.
No, I got to pull up real close and go, oh, yeah, that one's nice. They're like collectibles. And you look and go, ooh,
yeah.
Wow, there's an old NEW one.
I've seen the WNEW WOW stickers. I've seen the Free FM WOW stickers.
Yes.
I've seen
XM
satellite radio WOW stickers.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some K-Rock WOW stickers.
Seen some from out of state, from other markets.
Which confuses people. Wait,
yeah.
I don't think that radio station is heard in my city. So you got a lot of the WOW stickers. Then you got a lot of the people that get really motivated and make really, really nice WOW signs and put on their car.
Yeah.
And decals or what have you. Those things are really cool, by the way. People spend a lot of money on their on their WOW sticker or their WOW display.
And the truckers just scrape it in the dirt on the back of their truck.
Right. And then there's a bunch of ladies that we like to call whores.
What? No.
They know I'm just messing with
They're
them.
wonderful.
They absolutely are wonderful. But there are a bunch of ladies, more than a bunch, I would say, that will absolutely give you a little taste of what they're sporting.
Yep.
Just because you got a WOW sticker on your car.
Yeah.
It's an amazing radio promotion that we started many, many years ago.
Always said it was like fishing. You just put the line in the water, put your WOW in the vehicle, and then you just forget about it. You wait.
The best part about it is you never know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
It might never happen. So to some people, to some people, it never has happened.
Which means you're really creepy.
Right. You need to get, a makeover. You need to shower. You need to maybe lose a few lbs.
Girl sees the WOW. She pulls up next to the vehicle, all ready to go.
Oh, she's unleashed and ready to roll.
Ready to rock. She sees the WOW. She's like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
I'm going to do this to support the Opie and Anthony show. And wow, and this is fun. It's freeing. It's a great... Oh, my God, I'm not showing him anything. He'll follow me home and kill me.
Yeah, and you have no idea how close you are to seeing some lovely boobage. So, WOW is happening every Wednesday, pretty much all the time. We kind of changed it into, whip them out whenever.
1 hour.
So, the ladies are out there, and they are looking for the WOW stickers and the WOW signs. So, we want to acknowledge it is Whip 'em Out Wednesday. The other thing I want to acknowledge is that we did very well in the ratings here in New York City.
Thank you, New York.
One of our best showings in New York since we came back to regular radio. And not to get too technical, but the whole reason we're doing a radio show on regular radio is to do well with men 18 to 49.
Yep.
And we are number 2.
Nice.
In the New York area.
Behind a España station.
Yeah, behind
España.
Behind the Spanish bastards.
Yeah. Who I hear get away with murder because it's, a different language.
Yeah, no one knows what they're saying every morning. But
no one knows to report them.
They know it's filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how to report them.
You don't know to report them, and the people that are listening to them don't care.
See, I took 6 years of Spanish growing up.
Yeah.
I've tuned in the channel.
Yeah.
I have no clue. No clue.
So they're all the dirty words you never learned in school.
Right. Well, because they teach you, proper Spanish, if there is such a thing. Not the dirty street Spanish.
Yeah.
That is actually being spoken. You take your Spanish that you learned in high school and you go out there, go into some of these neighborhoods, they'll openly laugh at you.
Yeah.
It's like speaking proper English. Imagine walking around speaking proper English.
No.
Well, that's what the Spanish thing's all about. You got to learn that dirty Spanish.
Is that like
dirty
English
gutter Spanish?
Is the Spanish you learn in school like speaking like Shakespeare wrote?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
So
exactly.
It's like that.
Yes.
Oh, that's silly.
You need to learn the Spanish slang. You need how to get down and dirty with your Spanish. That's what I wanted when I went to school and took Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I learned how to talk like a Spanish Spanish intellect. A Spanish intellect. I think the Spanish could still take a joke, right?
I hope so.
They haven't bitched and complained and caused a ruckus.
They're ahead of us.
Yeah.
The one station ahead of us, or the one show ahead of us, or whatever it is. But, thank you so much, New York. Coming to the table for our show.
Yeah, we got a ways to go. But as far as the reason we do a radio show, we love the women that listen to our show. Trust me.
Yep.
Trust me. Makes it so much more fun to go out and do, public appearances and stuff, because you actually have women in the room.
Yeah.
And that only started happening in the last couple of years. We had to do sausage party after sausage party after sausage party, and get a couple strippers from the local strip club to kind of hotten up the room. And we had to sit there with big smiles like, yeah, we're excited to be in a room full of guys.
Yep.
But something changed in the last couple of years, and we got more and more women. They feel comfortable to hang out in the Opie and Anthony atmosphere.
But like Ope said, the goal here is the men demo. And it's like the tool section in Home Depot.
What?
You know, you look around the tool section in Home Depot.
Yeah.
Their goal isn't to get a bunch of women in there to buy some Ryobi drills or something.
But they don't mind a dumb broad going in and
occasionally she goes in and picks something up.
Pick up a power tool or something.
Of course. Occasionally she's going in there and picking something up. But for the most part,
for her pleasure,
a bunch of guys in there. For her pleasure.
A power drill for her pleasure. Right, go ahead.
But for the most part, it's a bunch of guys going in there. That's what they expect. That's what they're gunning for, advertising for.
Right.
And that's what they get.
There you have it.
That's what we do. That's what we do now.
All right. And then a couple other things we want to promote. iTunes, let's not forget. We got a nice little deal with iTunes. In the podcast section, there's O&A Shorts. They're animated features of some of our bits. And the latest one is Italian Storm Chasers.
Yes.
It's hilarious, man.
Remember that one.
I watched that again last night, and I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We had a tornado touchdown in Brooklyn, which is just ridiculous, proving that we're all doomed.
Unheard of.
That the environment is changing for the worse. And we did a little bit on it with the local, the local flavor. Chasing the tornadoes. And it's now animated up on iTunes. And we promote that because we're very proud of that. It's a huge way to market the Opie and Anthony show. And you don't have to buy anything. It doesn't cost you anything. It's a free download. So if you got the iTunes, go and check that out and download it to your device. And spread it around if you think it's good enough to share among people that don't listen to the Opie and Anthony show. And then on onaradio.com, the return of Tippy Tom is now animated. And you can go there right now, and one click, you can check out some animation of the return of Tippy Tom, our homeless friend, okay? All right.
See that one.
I woke up, and I came in, and I wanted to go right at it with Anthony about Obama. And then I look at the front pages of the paper, and it says, "Who's crying now?" And Hillary beat Obama.
Actually, I'm a little frightened.
They're calling it a stunning New Hampshire victory.
Yeah, but look at what she had to do in order to win. Because I look at the cover of the New York Post, and it's a picture of Hillary, and it just says, "Back from the dead." Mm-hmm. She's apparently a zombie.
Yeah.
And that's the only way she won this primary. And for some reason, I'm very frightened of zombies.
Yeah.
Back from the dead. Would you really say she was that? It was one primary she lost.
Yeah.
And they were counting her out.
Right.
And all the pollsters and everybody were expecting Obama to run away with this one.
Right.
And Hillary got it.
I hate politics. I really do. And I don't really give a crap who the next president's going to be.
Oh, I do.
I'm pushing for Obama because it's driving Anthony crazy. But President
Hunter. But President Duncan Hunter.
Yeah, we'll get into Duncan Hunter in a second. But the thing I wanted to say about Hillary, it just shows you how fickle people are. She shows a human side to her yesterday, right? We played the audio of her kind of crying. Not really. She was on the verge, but you heard...
Yeah, she got a little misty, they called it.
You heard a bit of emotion in her voice, not that dumb robot voice that we've been making fun of for years. And I think her people are listening to our show.
Her peeps.
Oh, call us crazy. That's okay. But we're noticing that she's changing her whole cadence.
She changed her voice completely. She's going for the new, more accessible, more, I guess, emotional. She's trying to get a personality because for years, all she did was that robot speak.
Right.
We goof on it all the time. The crowd starts getting behind her, and she did this thing where she talked about how she's going to change the country for the better. And it wasn't connecting with the people. It came off as insincere, phony, completely phony.
I got an example of that really fast.
Oh, yeah, please.
This is, it's
like we're kidding.
It's pretty accurate to Anthony's impression.
They've been coming after me for 16 years, and much to their dismay, I'm still here. And I intend to be still here in November 2008. So go to the caucus tomorrow. Stand up for me for one night so that I can stand up for you. Together we'll make progress again in America. And God bless you.
Oof. I think she sounds terrific and just galvanizing.
Yeah. really sincere is what that sounds like. It doesn't sound like a politician trying to excite a crowd.
Right. And then, but then the other day, I think everyone's surprised, you got this out of Hillary.
It's not easy.
What?
It's not easy.
Being green.
And I couldn't do it if I just didn't, passionately believe it was the right thing to do. I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards. So,
I'm going to say something outrageous, but, we are shock jocks. This is why women shouldn't vote.
Oh.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Because one emotional clip from Hillary showing her human side, and then all these people, all these women, you got to think it was the women that were voting.
A lot of women, yeah.
That were voting for Obama because of Oprah.
Yeah.
Heard Hillary as a human being kind of breaking down a little bit, and all these women went, whoa, now I'm voting for her.
Over to her side.
A bit fickle. One lousy sound clip, and she gets the victory, in my humble opinion.
Humble opinion.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you get those people that they just swing back and forth, have no idea what they want. One little thing changes and their opinion goes, okay, I'll vote over there.
And it's never some big thing that changed.
No.
Like you find out that the guy murdered somebody.
No.
It's just some subtle, dumb thing, and you go, oh, now I can't vote for him.
Yeah.
He likes anchovies on his pizza.
Well, crazy.
I can't vote for him.
I don't like those anchovies.
And then what did she say? She said she found her voice now?
Yeah, that was another clip. She goes, I have found my voice. Like she was kind of being robotic,
right,
and insincere.
Right.
And now she realizes that this is her voice.
Yeah.
To speak to the people as people. And
we've been saying that for years.
She completely changed it around. Yeah.
Someone just told her, you sound ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone finally stepped up to her and said, and had the balls to say, look, you sound like a robot. No one's connecting with you. You're not likable. You're not real. You're insincere. You don't come off as honest. You come off like this politician just trying to get elected instead of a person who cares about anything. Even when she was talking about caring about the country, when she do it in that voice, it just didn't come across as a caring person. So now she's trying that.
Right.
She sounds
good luck to you.
Like a shrill hen.
Mm-hmm.
Just cackling to try to get somebody to do something.
Oh,
because
yeah.
she's talking.
Yeah.
By the way, she barely won. What did she get?
By 2%, 39-37, I think.
Oh, thank you. 39 for Hillary, 37 for Barack. And
they were expecting a complete blowout, though, by Barack. That's why they're surprised she won, even though it was by a small margin. They weren't even expecting her to be close.
Right. And that big-headed thing, and it's so funny because I didn't even think that the guy had a big head until I saw Jim Norton New Year's Eve.
Oh.
And now I can't even look at John Edwards the same way anymore. His head is huge.
Just stupid midget on stilts he looks like. Had enough of that big skull.
And he got, I think, 17%. So, all right, we're just getting started. We got some more audio on the other side. I like to call the Anthony side.
Yes.
John McCain.
Yeah, John McCain.
We'll get into
the Republican ticket.
We'll get into his audio and stuff after the break, but he won as far as the Republicans go.
Mm-hmm.
And that scares the living crap out of me.
Well,
see, Barack scares the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
McCain scares the crap out of me.
I don't see how that could be. It
doesn't look like he's all there.
And it's not like Barack scares me.
What?
It's not the same thing, I would say.
All right.
It's probably a different reason.
All right. All right, we got to take a break. We'll talk about McCain. We got to talk about Jimmy Tide 08 because now we got banners all over the studio.
Oh, there's posters now.
You see that, Jimmy?
Up. Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy Tide 08. If you weren't listening yesterday, we'll explain the Jimmy Tide 08 thing, including playing the clip from yesterday's show because it was really, really funny. It was so funny that it became the second most Googled term or whatever yesterday. Jimmy Tide 08 came in second place in Google Trends.
This kid's making a move. I mean, it's about change, and he's about to change things.
And also, we'll talk about Duncan Hunter. All after the break.
That is the man I am backing for president of the... I am announcing it officially today in a press conference.
We didn't even know he existed until yesterday, and we'll explain that as well to the people that... for some reason, didn't feel like listening to us yesterday.
Hey.
Got to listen every day.
Of course you do.
It's Opie and Anthony. We got to get right back into this. It's Opie and Anthony. Lots to do today. We got to get, hopefully a little later, to the story. It's the story of the day here in New York, and I challenge the rest of the cities to come up with a better story. We do this from time to time. Basically, a bunch of guys wheeled a dead guy around in a wheelchair, trying to cash his Social Security check.
Yep.
We'll get to that story in a few minutes, and we'll give the other cities a chance to come up with a better story than this. The headline is Abracadaver.
Ah, that's funny.
Abracadaver. Opie and Anthony, phone number 877-212-ONA. A big hi to all the faithful, by the way. Thank you. We did very, very well in the New York ratings yesterday, and we greatly appreciate that. Yeah. So yesterday on the show, we went to this website, and we answered a bunch of questions. And basically, how you answer these questions, this website told you who you should vote for in the upcoming election. I was told I should vote for Hillary, followed by Obama. I mean, they were pretty much neck and neck, like 1 point separated the two.
Yeah.
Jimmy was told to vote for both Hillary and Obama. He tied. And then, of course, no surprise with Anthony. We knew it was going to be pretty right. And I was thinking Giuliani. I would have went all in with Giuliani.
I went a little further right than even Giuliani.
And Giuliani came in second. It was your second choice according to this website.
Yeah.
Your first choice was a guy named Duncan Hunter. And
we've never heard of him.
And we thought it was a joke. We started thinking maybe this website's a joke. But he really is a candidate, and he's pretty insane.
Well, yeah, but since I took the test there and it told me he's my candidate, who am I to say? So I don't like any of the other candidates, the ones that are getting publicity, let's say.
Yeah.
The ones that have the heat. Obama and Hillary, McCain. I don't want any part of those candidates. So why not get one of these come from behind guys like Duncan Hunter?
He didn't even show in the primaries yesterday.
Mr. Blutowski, 0.0.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he's got. I'm looking at the primary last night, the New Hampshire primary. McCain, of course, 37% of the vote.
Yep.
And then we have all the other candidates, blah, blah, blah. And at the bottom...
Who was second last night?
Romney.
What did he get?
32%.
Okay.
And Huckabee with 11. Giuliani got 9. Paul got 8%. Thompson got 1%. And then right behind Thompson, with 0% of the vote...
No, I like to 0.0.
0.0. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life.
No way to go through the primary.
That's Hunter got 0% of the vote.
Right.
Good old Duncan Hunter.
Okay,
and imagine why he's got some really moderate, good views.
Yeah.
What are some of the things he stands for? This guy.
Well, at least we know what this guy stands for.
See, this is what I like about our show. Everyone else is talking about what Hillary stands for and Obama stands for.
Duncan Hunter.
Let's see what Duncan Hunter's all about.
My candidate, and I'm officially what are you backing Duncan Hunter for president of these United States. Officially throwing my support behind Duncan Hunter. Jimmy's looking at me like I'm crazy.
You must not have read the first one.
The test at what, right to life amendment?
Right there.
Oh, well. What am I going to do? I don't care. I haven't had to get a chicken abortion. I don't think ever.
It's a nice gift.
I mean,
for
knock
Christmas.
wood. We got to get one of them abortions.
You imagine
Just watching that last night.
Imagine if that was your Christmas present to your girl. You open it up and it's like something for Planned Parenthood. She's like, I thought you were happy.
It's a gift card. It's a gift card for Planned Parenthood. It's a little pink card.
One right foot Doc Martin.
Free of charge.
Yes. Yes. Duncan Hunter says his stand on right to life.
Mm-hmm.
I would amend the U.S. Constitution and provide blanket protection to all unborn children from the moment of conception by prohibiting any state or federal law that denies the personhood of the unborn. So he wants, as the Constitution, the preamble to the Constitution, we the people.
Yeah.
We the people. He wants the unborn children to be one of those people.
So he wants to change it to we.
All the rights.
He wants to change it to we the embryos.
Right. The embryos, the fetus, we the zygote.
Yeah, we the zygotes.
Zygote.
So he thinks a zygote should be a human being or something like that?
Yeah.
Or have rights or... I mean, he goes way far.
So what? Every candidate, you have to be 100% with everything they say? You got to balance things out in terms of what's important to you.
Okay.
And for me, the right to life issue, not as important as long as we have a check and balance system with a Democratic Congress, perhaps, to fight anything, a Supreme Court justices that are a little more moderate. These things keep that in check, that Roe versus Wade. So, this guy, I don't understand also, how come there are laws in this country, if you kill a pregnant woman, that you're also charged for the murder of the unborn child, yet there isn't a law against abortion. That's kind of an odd double standard thing.
Killing a pregnant woman is just such a dick move.
Well, it is, but you should just have that as the bad thing. You've done that.
Society's just like, you know what? You're really a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing that. You're just an ass.
Society's just trying to make a statement.
But it's semantics. You're still,
What else about Duncan
technically
Hunter?
Killing.
What else do we know about?
That's what you believe in. Philosophy of judicial appointments. Now, this is how he would feel about appointing judges.
Okay.
Supreme Court judges. I support people with good judgment, proven values, a belief in God, and a heart for the least of us, including the unborn. So he would appoint people that would try to overturn Roe versus Wade.
This guy's obsessed with the unborn.
He really loves those unborn.
You should keep reading, too, because at least the guy is going to carry out the will of the people.
I believe it is important that those sitting on the bench understand that they have a responsibility to strictly interpret our nation's laws and not legislate from the bench with their own political or social agenda. I will not appoint judges who do not believe that the unborn are precious and should be protected. So he won't even try.
That sounds reasonable. Like he's at least open for discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Duncan Hunter for president.
What else? What else is this guy
His
into?
campaign slogan, it's like a button with a hanger and a circle and a red arrow through it. Candidates.
At this point, he wants to ban hangers as well. This guy is as right as they come.
All suits should be thrown on the floor.
Right.
He certainly has I have co-sponsored the following legislation, the Child Interstate Abortion Notification Act. I guess you can't take an abortion across state lines. I have no idea. The Human Cloning Prohibition Act. The Parents' Right to Know.
Can I stop you for a second? I got a question for Jimmy. Jimmy, does this guy, Duncan Hunter, does he like the unborn?
He doesn't like the unborn. Duncan Hunter loves them.
Oh, loves them.
They're all he thinks of.
I've never even heard of this one. The Unborn Child Pain Awareness Act of 2006, which would require abortion providers to notify women who want to have an abortion 20 weeks after fertilization that the evidence suggests that their unborn child feels pain and may request anesthesia for their unborn child in order to reduce or eliminate the pain.
I actually think that makes sense.
Wow.
Enough about the unborn.
Yeah, it's just all he cares about. The whole first page is that. Okay, marriage. Constitutional amendment defining marriage. I firmly believe that marriage is one of the most important social institutions we have, and that it is essential to promoting family values and raising children in a healthy environment. It is for this reason that I co-sponsored and voted in favor of H.J. Resolution 88 Musgrave, Colorado. Which proposes an amendment to the U.S. Constitution declaring that marriage in the United States shall consist solely of the union of a man and a woman. I firmly believe that children need the unique influence offered by both a father and a mother. It's about the children. I bet there's some skeletons in this guy's hard drive.
It's amazing. And apparently they're the only ones voting for him.
How the hell did I get hooked up with this guy?
Because he's also a right-wing nut.
But... also. Education. I support taking the actions necessary to strengthen our public education system, and school vouchers are a great opportunity to provide students and their families with additional educational choices. Blah, 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 blah. Hate crimes and sexual orientation. I've always voted against this type of legislation. I firmly believe the use of violence against any innocent person is wrong, regardless of that individual's race, religion, nationality, or sexual orientation. That's odd. You'd think this guy would be into, like, beating up gay people.
Well, he's actually removing the hate crime. I think he's against hate crime legislation. He's against.
Oh, he is.
And he's saying that it's like, I believe in
oh, I gotcha.
The crime.
Strict punishment for hate crimes, like murder, regardless of social circumstance. Okay, but he doesn't like this hate crime thing. All right. I'm for that, though.
Yeah,
I don't like the hate crime thing. First Amendment. Uh-oh. I believe the current decisional law of the establishment and free exercise clauses of the First Amendment is inconsistent and flawed. For example, the recent decision on the Ten Commandment display, where the Supreme Court ruled that in Texas it is appropriate to have a Ten Commandments monument on the courthouse grounds, but in Kentucky the same display violates the established clause. The Founding Fathers developed these clauses to guarantee the right of all citizens to worship and protect the church from the state, not to strip religion from everyday lives of Americans. So I guess he likes the Ten Commandments all over the place.
If it wasn't for unborn babies and God, this guy would have nothing to talk about.
This guy is really what they call a holy roller.
So why this shouldn't be your candidate then?
Yeah,
you're not a holy roller.
I certainly am not. I don't know how I got hooked up with him, but I got
love abortion.
I gotta go for him.
Anthony, you
love abortions.
You hate kids and God. So you're not with this guy.
Yeah, there is no God.
I'm a man.
My name's Fred. And I'm a man like you.
It's one of my favorite scenes from Caddyshack. What the dumb scene.
Balanced budget, blah, blah, blah. Federal obscenity laws.
Uh-oh.
I voted in favor of the Broadcast Decency Enforcement Act of 2005, which increased the penalties for violations by television and radio broadcasters who transmit obscene, indecent, and profane material on the public airwaves. I don't think he's a fan of the O&A show. I also have concerns with the questionable material our children continue to have through the internet and other entertainment products. I believe these disturbing, harmful materials to young people should be held responsible. People putting it out. As a result, I drafted legislation, the Parents Empowerment Act, which will allow parents to sue any person who knowingly sells or distributes a product that contains material that is harmful to minors.
Oh, boy.
Empowering parents to protect their children from predatory practices of pornographic distributors. That is so vague, first of all, and just more litigation that we need to empower parents to be able to sue people that put out what he calls pornographic material. That could be anything.
Could be this show.
Could be this show. It could be anything. This guy
you can't
is a
support,
jackass.
You can't support this guy anymore. Now that we looked a little deeper into what he believes in.
He wants to sue the clerk at a GameStop.
Yeah, basically.
It's pretty much it.
All right, we're done with this guy.
And he drafted the legislation. He didn't just sign it in some poor barrel bill.
He wrote it up.
He licked his pencil tip and went, "No, that's not strict enough."
Well, I have to do one more issue here that's important to me. Is gambling.
All right, gambling.
I believe gambling is a serious problem in today's society, every much as addictive and destructive as alcohol and illegal drugs. As a result, this problem is equally deserving of much attention in terms of federal policy. Get more federal policy in there. Unfortunately, those individuals who spend most of their money gambling are the ones who have the least amount to lose, often choosing to gamble instead of taking care of their families. Well, this guy with his families. I also believe internet gambling has become a problem as serious as traditional casino gambling. Law enforcement agencies have indicated that this activity serves as a vehicle for money laundering activities that can be exploited by terrorists and organized crime. It is for that reason that I co-sponsored H.R. 4777, Good Late, Virginia, which will amend federal law to bring the current prohibition against wireline interstate gambling up to date with the internet and other new technologies. At the same time, the bill would provide additional tools. You're a tool. To law enforcement to combat illegal gambling. The guy's against gambling. He's against abortion. He's against...
he's against everything you believe in.
He's against funding for the National Endowment of the Arts at all.
The First Amendment.
He's against your livelihood, this radio show. Someone is writing, Scott from Hot Pog writes, Ant's candidate is a square.
He is a square.
And another person saying Duncan Hunter is the anti-Anthony. See, wow, what a change of events here. Yesterday we're thinking this guy was the perfect candidate for you, and now it's obvious that this guy has to go away.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of his much anymore, though. Immigration.
Okay.
America has one of the most generous immigration policies in the world. It is unacceptable that we allow millions of people to sneak in the back door of our country when the front door is available. We have tried amnesty. It does not work. We must enforce and, as necessary, tighten our immigration laws and secure the borders. It is a matter of national security. That I believe. Okay. I like that.
All right, 1 out of 5.
Birthright citizenship reform.
Oh, boy.
That's one where he doesn't want illegal aliens that have babies here, that the baby automatically becomes a citizen.
Right. Well, he thinks they should or shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Wait a minute. He's got rights for the kids all over the place.
Not brown children from Mexico.
But the babies are everything. The babies should have the rights. They should have their own little phone
As long as they're American.
American babies. Oh, that's what Duncan Hunter is for. American babies.
That's right.
All right, we end the bit with Duncan Hunter. He's a square.
He's a square.
Let's say hi to Chris from West Palm Beach, Florida. Chris?
Good morning, gentlemen from West Palm. How are you?
You're from West Palm.
Hi, Chris.
We're here in New York City. What's up, Chris?
I know. No, last night in the primaries, I wanted to know how Jimmy Tide did.
Yeah, how did Jimmy Tide do?
This kid is
Jimmy
sweeping
Tide.
the nation.
I'm seeing posters of Jimmy Tide, clean shirts, and a cleaner America.
Yeah,
right.
And people are Googling Jimmy Tide 08 like crazy.
Yeah, everybody knows Jimmy Tide. This kid's just making his move. And everybody recognizes what a clean shirt does to make you face your day better.
Right.
Let's play the clips from yesterday really fast. So we go to this website once again. We answer a bunch of questions, and then it tells you what candidate you should vote for. And like we said, Anthony, second place was Rudy Giuliani, and first place was this Duncan Hunter, this creep. And then we
square.
Yeah, and E-Rock was keeping track of Jimmy's answers. So then it was time to find out who Jimmy should vote for according to the answers he gave on this website.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to what happened. Here we go. We go back to the tape from yesterday. Now we go to E-Rock, who was keeping track of Jimmy's answers. Jim Norton, according to this website, should be voting for who?
Jimmy Tide for first place.
Absolutely. Man keeps clean shirts.
Does that make you uncomfortable, Jimmy?
Not at all.
It was E-Rock's stupid mistake.
It was the way he said it.
It was the way he said it. Cut it off right after he says Jimmy Tide.
Yeah, do it again. Now, yeah, it sounds like there was a candidate obviously named Jimmy Tide.
We didn't know about Duncan Hunter.
Right.
So we figured Jimmy Tide was another candidate.
Right.
And the way E-Rock said it, the pause,
Right.
The whole way he said it sounded like he meant Jimmy Tide was the name.
Yeah, but basically E-Rock was trying to say that Jimmy tied for first place, meaning there's two candidates he should vote for.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's not how he said it.
Well, you asked, too. You said, who should Jimmy vote
Right.
for? And he said,
Jimmy Tide, and then delay.
Listen again. Now we go to E-Rock, who was keeping track of Jimmy's answers. Jim Norton, according to this website, should be voting for who?
Jimmy tied for first place.
Jimmy Tide
for first place.
Hold on.
And Jim Norton, we all know, is what?
You told old flipper hands. Poor E-Rock.
I know, to just stop it right after Jimmy Tide.
Yeah, what are you wearing? Oven mitts today?
No, he's doing his German bestiality film later. He's playing the part of the shepherd.
Got to duct tape those oven mitts on.
All right after Jimmy Tide for first place, you got to stop it.
Not for first place. Just Jimmy Tide.
All right.
Because listen to how it sounds.
Now we go to E-Rock, who was keeping track of Jimmy's answers. Jim Norton, according to this website, should be voting for who?
Jimmy tied.
See, it just sounds, the way you said it, Jimmy Tide. End of story.
I got to be honest with you. I really understood what E-Rock was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
But Norton is so freaking quick. I think most people know that by now. He was right on the fact that there's a candidate named Jimmy Tide, and he went right into joke mode.
Right into the shirt joke mode.
As soon as he, just didn't even stop. He didn't even, hesitate at a yield. He kept going. That's why I started giggling, because I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah.
But wait.
He's going for his Jimmy Tide joke.
I'd like to know where I went into joke mode. I didn't hear anything that resembled a joke.
No, that's true, too.
Just some line that was fired out, and you could actually, if you listen, you could hear like a thud.
Right.
And that was the joke. It was like this. Here's my shirt joke, and then.
So then, we got to take a break here, but then we just had a lot of fun with this, and then Jim Norton, of course, had to explain the whole Jimmy Tide thing.
Yeah.
And it just went down. And this is what happened.
I have a good joke. Who should I vote for?
Oh, wait, stop. You still think it's Jimmy Tide at this point, right?
I believe so.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
So you wanted him to repeat Jimmy Tide.
Yeah.
Right. So he still thought there was a guy named Jimmy Tide.
Oh, no, how bad.
Oh, you know why? I was going to say something. The man who loves beaches. I had some
horrible Tide
joke, which God stepped in and saved us all from.
And this is how it went down. Norton still thinking there's a candidate named Jimmy Tide.
I have a good joke. Who should I vote for?
Barack Obama
and Hillary Clinton.
No.
You want us to ask the question?
No, I was asking because it was the first choice. Who's my first choice, E-Rock?
Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Tide.
Oh. Oh, my God.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This might mean a special. Hold on. Let me get set up.
If you knew how stupid I was.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Does anybody understand what I did?
Not yet.
No, I'm trying to figure it out.
Why my joke bombed so horribly.
All right.
I swear to God, when you said Jimmy Tide, I thought that was the name of a candidate.
Oh my God.
Hence the shirt joke.
That's why I said the man loves clean shirts.
Goes Beltran
Jimmy
back to the warning
Tide.
track, right near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch! Carlos Beltran, right? No, he didn't. My apologies. I thought he had it. I thought he had it too. He acted as though he had it. He did
He
not have
acted
it.
as though he had it.
made an ass of myself.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I'm a bad boy, yeah.
I'm embarrassed that I did that.
Oh, my God. And we're back live.
The best part of that is when the revelation hits you that Jimmy Tide is not the candidate.
Well, one of you said Tide.
Tide, yeah.
And I immediately understood.
And then the oh no.
Oh, no, you're kidding.
That was a great.
But what about Jimmy Tide? I was just voting for him.
It was a great moment yesterday, and now we got this. We got stuff all over the studio. It says Jimmy Tide 08, The American flag. What's the slogan? I can't read it from here. Your new eyes can read it, Jimmy.
My new One Vision eyes, clean shirts, and a cleaner America.
That's the slogan for Jimmy Tide 08.
And it's Jimmy Tide, there's a flag, and it says 08.
It's all over the message boards. People are having a lot of fun with your little faux pas.
It really is in like that font too.
Yeah.
That is for the election.
And
it likes clean
American
shirts.
flag.
And we're once again encouraging people to Google Jimmy Tide, Tide 08 today. Jimmy Tide 08.
That's right.
It's sweeping the nation.
Sure is.
Oh no. I love that, man.
It's almost like if you'd never seen yourself in the mirror, and the first time you did, you realized you had a big tongue and Pete Rose haircut.
All right, we're going to talk about the story of the day here in New York City next. The headline, Abracadaver. Next on the Opie and Anthony Show. Oh, boy, we haven't had one of these in a while. It's Opie and Anthony.
What's that?
A very, very pissed off listener.
Yeah.
Extremely pissed off.
Let's see, what could it possibly be? Abortion?
He's so pissed off to the point he has to be put in a file, and he's got to be looked at. New bomb Turk. On instant feedback, he writes, Opie and Jimmy are going to alienate 50% of the listeners by bashing everything on the right.
50%? I don't think so. I don't think 50% of the people are hard right. You know what I mean?
I've heard that.
I'll always bash the hard right. But he says,
like we would the hard left.
Right, but he says bashing everything on the right. That is so ridiculously wrong, I can't even tell you.
Jimmy doesn't bash everything
Can I point out to this jerk?
Well, let
this
me...
dummy,
Easy language.
how I spend most of my time bashing the far left, you idiots.
Exactly. The guy only hears what he wants to hear.
What a dope.
Selective hearing.
Then he continues, good move, a-holes. Way to win over the audience. Don't let me catch you on the street, Opie or Jimmy, because I'll kick your ass.
There you go. That's a good way to exercise the freedoms of the United States of America, is if somebody disagrees with you, you beat them. Oh, what an idiot this guy is. Shut up.
Here's what you are. You're using a phony name. You're a douche. Why don't you write in with your real name?
New bomb Turk.
You're a coward.
So Jimmy and I are going to get our ass kicked because this guy has his info wrong. That's always good. That's always good.
What are you going to swing at me? An unborn fetus? Shut your mouth.
What are they playing? The greatest hits of 2007? They're showing the guy punching the old lady in the face again.
Why are they showing that?
I don't know. I think it's a comic. They're putting like Bob Saget funny noises in.
Boing.
That's what that guy's going to do to me and Opie. Just give us a punch.
Yeah, boy.
We bash everything on the right?
He's a douche.
Are you crazy?
He's a douche who doesn't use his real name. That's what he is.
What an idiot.
I bash politics in general.
Yeah, I'm bashing the right. What do you think of that? I'm bashing the right. Take it, stupid.
Now what?
The right or the way right?
Yeah, the whole right.
Oh, now you're all about...
Everything right.
Just to annoy him. I'm Larry Liberal. I hyphenate everything, and you're a douche American.
At this point, Jimmy now writes with his left hand.
That's right.
What do you think of them apples? He doesn't even acknowledge his right hand anymore, unless he's, taking care of business at home.
What do you think of that?
I don't like the idea that he pointed you two out, and he thinks I'm a guy that agrees with him.
Right, well, all right. There you go. Hey, story of the day time. I mean, we could talk politics all day. It was a big day for politics yesterday,
That's right. Go Obama and the rest of the left.
By the way, speaking of Obama, we got a little oopsie from a Fox 5 New York anchor.
Uh-oh, does it start with an N?
It's
No.
Here's a little oopsie from somebody here in New York City.
All right, we want to get you up to date. What's crossing on the wires right now? AP is declaring Hillary Clinton the winner in New Hampshire.
Interesting race all night, very close with Barack Obama. That has been something that we've been watching all night.
Is that from Fox? They've been doing that consistently.
Really?
Yeah. It's this subliminal thing I think they're trying. Yeah. They keep calling him Osama.
It's Ernie Anastas, who's a legend here in New York, and he's not there anymore. He knows how to read.
Yeah.
But the guy is just so out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to actually like having an interview or actually going off the paper.
Yeah,
he's awful. He's absolutely awful. But he's a legend here in New York, and people love watching him read the news for them. So, all right. But here's the story of the day. You want to play the audio? The audio I think is better. We try to read the stories ourselves, but the audio is just terrific. Listen to what happened here in New York yesterday. This is just unbelievable.
John Gregorio was a neighbor of the elderly dead man used as a pawn in the sick, fraudulent plot to cash a disability check. The morbid scam unfolded at this 9th Avenue Payomatic. Mariano Galvez says the would-be scam artists first left the body out on the sidewalk. Victor Rodriguez says the elderly dead man's head was hanging off the back of his office chair. It was obvious he'd passed away.
One of his friends brought him inside the store to cash a check. And when the teller asked who this check belonged to, he said it belonged to my friend, but he's asleep. And, and then I guess the police came.
Oh, Jesus. Where was this? Some nice part of town where they wheel a dead man into a check cashing place.
Actually, it's the old Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
But the residents didn't like it being called Hell's Kitchen here in New York, so they changed the name to Clinton to make it sound better. So,
but it's Hell's Kitchen.
So your real estate goes up a bit because no one wants to buy in Hell's Kitchen, but they would buy in Clinton. It's not a bad area,
by
actually.
any other name.
It's really not that bad of an area.
You know what's so annoying is on 10th Avenue, because you have Chelsea and you have Clinton, there's actually something called the Chelsea/Clinton health thing. There it says like Chelsea, and they just
Chelsea Clinton, yeah.
It's like, oh, that's kind of adorable.
I get it.
By the way, the name comes from Dewey Clinton.
Dewey Clinton,
who was a great New Yorker back in the day, according to my fine 20-hour New York City documentary that I sat through.
Did he do anything good? What did he do?
He was a creep.
That part of the documentary was so long ago, I don't even know anymore. I really tried to digest a lot of this stuff from this documentary, but when it's over 20 hours long, I don't even remember what Dewey Clinton did anymore.
You can't retain everything.
I really don't remember.
At least you know the guy's name that Clinton's named after, so.
Yeah.
Dewey Clinton was a pederast.
Give me a little info on Dewey Clinton, will you? Here's the second part of the story.
Police say a detective eating at a nearby restaurant noticed a crowd gathering around the deceased man's chair. That's how cops so quickly arrested the fraudulent check cashers. The check itself, by the way, reportedly worth only $355.
How great is that story?
Wonderful.
$350. They wheel the dead guy around.
That's desperation. Wheeling a dead guy around for that.
What they think that would do, having the dead guy with you? They would think he's alive.
Yeah, like we just left him outside in the wheelchair, old.
Yeah, like they were like the guy's caretaker. Like, well, where's the guy? You're not this guy. Yeah, they said in the story, and they pointed outside the bank.
Oh, there he is. No, he's right there.
And they left the dead guy in the chair outside the bank or what?
With his head hanging off the back.
Yeah.
Looking like Kenny sleeping on a plane.
They should
the witnesses saw the two pushing the chair with Cintron flopping from side to side, and the two individuals popping him up and keeping him from flopping from side to side. Oh, my God. This is like Weekend at Bernie's stuff.
Yep, that's what they were saying on the news.
They did? So, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Cute story. And what was the headline? Did they have a goofy headline for it?
Abracadaver.
Abracadaver. Why the abracadaver? Like, what's magic about that?
Exactly. He's dead and he didn't wake up.
Yeah, that's not, I don't think that's a good headline.
DeWitt Clinton? It's not even Dewey Clinton?
Oh, no.
My apology to Dewey Clinton.
Yes, he's not a pederast.
Yeah, and I do remember now, thanks to Than giving me a Post-it. He was largely responsible for the Erie Canal.
DeWitt Clinton was a bore. He liked digging holes and throwing water in them. What a ghoul.
It brought an S-load of money into New York City because it made it a lot easier to get the goods into New York City.
Oh.
From everywhere else.
From there. From wherever that Erie Canal goes.
Right, from over there.
But
DeWitt Clinton.
DeWitt.
What a dummy.
What did he do? Did he dig the holes?
He got the funding together. People thought
what a guy.
People thought he was crazy to suggest that we actually, dig a big river.
A big ditch.
That connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River there, right?
Yeah.
People thought he was insane for thinking this up, but it went through and brought in a lot of commerce.
Yeah.
A lot of trading.
Amazing.
A lot of molasses. Now, we were getting our molasses, right?
I don't know molasses.
Molasses.
What did we trade back then? Beaver pelts and molasses we need.
Remember,
I got to go to the store for some molasses.
Well, remember when you started learning about like trading and
textiles?
When you started learning in school about importing and exporting, you didn't understand. You were just a kid. Like what? I just know I got stuff.
Yeah.
But you didn't understand how it got to America, and they started talking about import and export, and that dumb word molasses came up. Molasses was very valuable.
Yeah,
and
not anymore so much.
I don't even know why it was ever valuable. What do you do with molasses?
You put on everything back then because the food would rot. They didn't have refrigerators.
You just have to cover everything in molasses.
My steak has flies on it. Can you pass the molasses? Rotted meat and bad apples. Whatever else they ate. Stupid wooden teeth.
Hey, we missed something on this story. We got a bunch of people calling in. We'll take Pete the trucker's call. Pete, what's up?
This is Keith the trucker.
Well, it says Pete on the line. I'm sorry. What's up, Keith?
I thought I heard the announcer say the last name of the dead guy was Gregorio.
Oh, that was a horrible pile-up he had.
Hey, what am I missing, though? David from Wisconsin. David?
Yeah, I got this.
Are you a cheesehead?
Jeez.
I forget that every time until it pierces my brain.
There are fans of my obnoxiousness, and there's a lot of people that aren't fans of it, and that just makes me very happy every day. David, what's up? Oh, he hung up. He couldn't handle the "Are you a cheesehead?"
Zippy Dell says, I like molasses on my Jimmy Dean sausage. Sausages.
Molasses sucks.
Of course it does.
Who enjoys a cup of molasses? I'd like a bowl of molasses, please, to go. I'm in a rush.
It's to go. What would you do with it? Just get sticky.
Imagine trying to eat like a plastic, those awful styrofoam cereal bowls?
Yeah.
Imagine filling that with molasses and trying to eat it with a plastic spoon. Your bowl would bend because of the pressure.
It's so heavy.
Scoop out the molasses. You'd have molasses all over your cufflinks.
Molasses.
Everyone does.
Give me one good thing about molasses. Anyone. You can freaking Wikipedia it. I don't care. Do something.
You can
Why molasses?
Probably because it's like you could use it like as KY in a pinch.
People saying rum.
Oh, well.
You
there
make
you go.
rum with molasses.
Now we completely understand, right? Who doesn't understand a good rum drink?
I like molasses.
Except for Jimmy, who had to quit drinking at 13 years old.
That's right.
Yeah.
My first drink, incidentally, was of the molasses variety.
Rum and Coke, right?
Rum and Coke.
My first drink was blackberry. The worst thing you could possibly...
Blackberry brandy?
That was the first drink I ever had was my dad's awful blackberry brandy because everything else was gone in his liquor cabinet. And, you bring the guys over, everyone's out of town, and you're like, all right, time to start this drinking thing we've heard so much about. Let's go see what Dad's got. Doesn't have the good stuff because I guess he had a party recently, and the last thing left was blackberry brandy.
That was a can of Coors.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, that's a good one.
Drank the whole thing down, and I was so, pleasantly buzzed that it started a career that would last a lifetime.
Chasing that, huh?
It was a great, the first full beer I ever had. Because I remember being a kid and walking up to the picnic table, and my father was out back with all the friends and everything, and they had the old cans of Schaefer with the big metal seam up the side, and you needed the can opener to open it.
Yeah.
And I would take it off the table, and he goes, "You better put that down." I was like, "I just want a sip." And he go, "Okay." So I take a little sip of beer, and that was it. But it was the first full can of beer that I had, and it was like this great, woo! I feel a little woozy and cool, and this is nice.
I don't feel as insecure.
Yeah, this is great.
I feel like I'm on top of the world.
I was talking to everybody. It was wonderful.
See, that's interesting because the blackberry brandy didn't work out so well for me, and maybe that's why I'm not a raging alcoholic.
Ah. Hey.
Oh, you're right there. I'm sorry.
Raging.
This is usually what we talk about when you're not here. It's just a joke. But the blackberry brandy didn't do the same thing that you just described. It was just awful. It tasted awful. It just made me really sick.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Blackberry brandy. What was my?
And I have a slow gin fizz.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
You drank like an old lady.
Oh, that's all right. What?
Slow gin fizz, like an old lady.
Slow gin fizz. That was like a kid drink, though, too. Like,
it was very sweet.
Yeah. And you'd always vomit it up.
Well, then we discovered rum and cokes, and then, there you go. Pitchers of rum and cokes went down very nice.
Jack and Coke. Yeah. Oof.
All right. Hey, we got an FU line. We're trying to get some of the old things back on the show. We're trying to get Whip 'em Out Wednesday working. We're trying to bring that back big time. We're trying to get the FU line going again. We're trying to do what did we learn after at the end of the Opie and Anthony show. So keep that in mind as you listen to this nonsense. But right now we'll go to the FU line and see what's going on here.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 6 new voice messages. First voice message.
Yeah, I'd like to leave a big you to driving in the left-hand lane on 93 southbound. We think it's cool to drive at 40 miles an hour while I'm trying to get to work and I'm already late. You.
Next message.
I want to put a big you to my boss who decided not to give anybody in the company Christmas bonuses. Could fly his ass to California for vacation. I hope your plane crashes and you die on the way back. F you.
Next message.
Hey, I'd like to leave a you to the Department of Personnel in New Jersey for up the fire department lieutenant promotional exam. You, DOC. You.
Next message.
I just want to give a big F-U to whoever got in this accident that I have to sit in right now. You. I hope you died.
Next message.
I'd like to give a big F-U to my boss for traipsing in late every day and then getting on my ass for wasting time. Yo!
Next message.
I'd like to give a big you to Iowa. I'm sick about hearing about your caucuses. Suck my.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
Thank you and goodbye.
Opie, Anthony, Jim Norton. Jimmy's getting ready for a big tour. The rooms are getting bigger, Jimmy. I noticed. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Borgata's all sold out. And it's funny. In February, I'm doing Poughkeepsie Bananas Comedy Club and Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. There goes that theory. But I am doing the Egg in Albany. So.
No, but after that, the rooms are getting bigger.
Yeah, a lot of theaters in Cleveland, Atlanta, Denver, and Minneapolis.
There's a transition going on with our little pal here.
Mm-hmm.
He's moving into the bigger rooms.
The big rooms.
He's going. He's going big.
You know, I'm almost sold out in Minneapolis. I've never been there before.
That's pretty cool.
I'm very happy. I'm going to do all Mary Tyler Moore jokes. At
the end, you should throw your hat up in the air.
Da, da, da. And I'll even do that. My grandmother used to hate when I'd talk through the theme song of the Jeffersons because she looked forward to it all week.
The Jeffersons?
She loved that. I look forward to this song.
I look forward to it.
Do you? Yeah. And my
Why
grandmother,
would she look forward to this?
Who knows? Maybe because she was in diapers. I don't know. What else is there to look forward to? Life's over when you look forward to Janet Dubois singing this idiocy. By the way, you all know that was from Good Times. Walona sang this. If anyone didn't know that.
Well, now we do.
Walona sang this.
Of course she did. It's common knowledge. Please don't burn the grill.
Burn on the grill.
I did not know that.
You'll never think of anything else.
Wow.
I can't see Janet Jackson without wanting to burn it with an iron. Remember that one?
Of course.
Little Penny.
Let's say hi to
Stupid Penny.
Let's say hi to Jeremy in the Windy City. He's calling the Opie and Anthony show. Jeremy?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, not much. I just wanted to thank you guys for being refreshingly politically incorrect. You guys are awesome. And I wanted to make a comment on the fact that a black man can make it to the President of the United States. I was in a sociology class, a while ago, and this girl who was dating a black guy kept harassing the class all the time about how he was oppressed because he couldn't get anywhere because of his color. And I thought, come on, give me a break. You know, you are what you are, and you make the best of what you can. Any minority group out there that has made it big has had a rough start, a rocky start, and you make the best of your situation. And thank you guys for making that point.
And he did get somewhere. He got in her pants. What is she talking about? Where else do you need to be?
Yeah. That's quite an accomplishment right there. All right, Jeremy, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, guys.
We asked for a molasses fact, and this came in from Cleveland, Ohio.
Is it fun fact?
Not really.
Wednesday?
But just a quick
No,
molasses
that's
fact.
Damn, I could never.
By the way, good afternoon to Cleveland. And pan.
And poo.
And pan.
And poo.
How did that work out for you? Huh?
Fat boy.
That didn't work out for you, did it, boys? It's Rick from Cleveland. He writes, the Boston molasses disaster was a famous incident involving the substance which occurred on January 15th, 1919.
1919.
So the anniversary's coming up.
Wait, January 15th?
I want cards.
I thought that was the 17th.
Yeah, it's the 15th. Yep. A large molasses storage tank burst and flooded a neighborhood of Boston. I went on a tour and I learned all about this. I think it was in the North End there.
You did?
Anthony, killing 21 people.
Oh, in molasses.
Can you imagine?
Oh, that would be a horrible way to go.
Just think of like a fly in like fly paper.
Is it drowning or suffocating? I wonder.
Just walking and they got stuck in the street.
Suffocate.
I think it's
stuck there.
Yeah,
drunk.
I'm with Jimmy. I think you die of stickiness. 21 dead.
Did they blame it on black people like they do up there in Boston?
The molasses, it rolled right over their racial progress.
21 dead, 150 injured. The flood advanced as fast as how many miles an hour, Anthony? How fast do you think molasses could travel?
A whopping 3 miles per.
3.2 per? How about...
It's probably very fast.
35 miles an hour. This tank broke and this molasses went a-flying.
Yeah.
Taking out 21 people, killing 150.
Get in your houses, there's molasses coming.
What?
Molasses. And why did they have to store so much molasses in a big tank? One tank.
Because they had to make their rum.
Is that what it was for?
Yes.
Oh. All right.
What else is molasses good for? We already learned that today.
Killing people. It's a great weapon. We got to use it in Iraq. Just dump molasses in the streets. They'll all just die somehow.
They get stuck and just can't be rescued. Tippy Tom. You go to onaradio.com today. And you got Stephen S. from Bayshore's Fine Rundown, which I read every day.
Yes.
Religiously. He's very, very funny. He gets censored pretty badly, but...
Yeah, I hear there was a TV type of censor that was done yesterday. You know, in your favorite movie, you're watching it, and it's an R-rated movie, maybe with some bad language, and they put in a dumb word that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just to get past that part where they might use the F word or something like that.
It shows that the kid's talented because it's still funny, even though, you know, some of these guys behind the scenes are censoring poor Stephen.
Well, who's rewrite? I don't mind.
Yeah, who's doing the rewrites?
You can't put this.
What was censored?
The line was they were talking about the Iranians that were on those small little boats,
right,
that were harassing our giant battleships,
right,
or not battleships, but our a carrier group, I believe.
In that strait there in Iran where all the oil comes flowing through, so we have to protect that area, make sure that we get our oil.
And there were a couple of these boats with these Iranians in it threatening to drive them into the ships and blow them up. So I think Steve referred to them as filthy savages.
Right.
And they rewrote it as filthy dinghies.
You're right. That's a TV edit.
It's a TV edit. It has because what? The boat?
I got two problems.
It's like a dinghy?
I got two problems. That shouldn't have been edited.
No.
But if you are going to edit it, you got to do.
See, they're showing it on the news right now.
You got to do a little better than filthy dinghies.
Look at that filthy dinghy going through the water. What is that?
What the hell's a filthy dinghy?
They're
that apparently.
Our enemies. We can't even call them filthy savages.
Yeah, these guys were threatening to blow up boats and blow themselves up It's a savage way of warfare.
Yeah. And they are filthy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. But you can't say. Are they afraid that there's Iranians are going to... What sympathy, first of all, is an Iranian group going to have by protesting the station or the company? Like, they're not really going to have the sympathy that Asian groups have or other groups that are here in America. You're really not... It's not going to... Don't worry about it so much.
Well, who actually made the edit? We can find out.
Yeah, who made the edit?
We'll find out. But let's say hi to Tony real fast. Tony, go ahead.
I was just wondering what the website was that you see to who to vote for president.
It's it's on the it's on onaradio.com, but it's WQAD.com. But the problem is it's hard to find that way. But it is on there if you look closely.
My company blocks your whole.
Okay, then try try WQAD.com.
Where do you work? CBS? Block your show.
Are you Tom Chiasano's assistant?
No, it's Tom himself.
Does he make you wear boring ties?
He's calling with a little rag over the phone. Hello,
I'm down the hall.
It's the website.
I'm a big
My company
fan.
blocks your show.
I'm a big fan. I'm calling from down the hall, and we're not allowed to admit that we actually like your show. Yeah, try WQAD.com.
I appreciate it.
All right, Tony, thank you. Anyway, the other thing that's on onaradio.com, if you haven't been there in a while, is Coke Logic's animation of the return of Tippy Tom.
Yes.
Which is very funny. And I mention that because we also have a little bit that the boys put together, Danny and Derek. It's called Tippy Tom Books on Tape.
Ooh.
Now, for the newbies out there, Tippy Tom is our homeless friend. We've known him for a really, really long time.
He's hardcore homeless, too.
Yeah, and he is smelly.
Oof.
And homeless.
Worst smelling homeless guy I've ever smelled.
And I don't think Anthony could get past that fact to realize that this guy, Tippy Tom, is hilarious.
Oh, I know he's hilarious, but I just can't take... the stench.
The guy
What am I wearing in this clip, in this animation?
You're wearing a yellow raincoat.
Is that what I got on in the animation?
To protect yourself from the germs.
That's funny.
It's really funny.
An outbreak suit kind of a thing?
Yeah. And then I saw, I think it's on Danny's MySpace page, Danny doing an impression of Tippy Tom.
Yeah.
And he does a very good Tippy Tom.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tippy Tom's hilarious, and I guess Danny threw him in a studio and had him read from some famous books, and they came up with this fine bit here for the Opie and Anthony show.
The Opie and Anthony Institute of Art and Literature is proud to present a collection of books on tape soulfully voiced by the homeless Tippy Tom.
I can't do as good as that guy to do it, but,
Masterpieces like Herman Melville's Moby Dick.
Call me his mom. Some years ago. Never mind how long precisely.
And Dickens' historically themed A Tale of Two Cities.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. I'm doing a good job. Okay.
You won't believe your ears as Tom mutters and fumbles his way through Mark Twain's classic, Huck Finn.
Huck Finn's wealth and the fact that he was under the window Douglas's protection. Okay, I guess I'm getting it right.
And then be prepared to have your breath taken away, literally, with his read of Great Expectations.
Heaven knows we'd never be ashamed of our tears, okay? Of course not. Anyway, I think I got sort of it right.
And finally, you'll enjoy the classic for all ages, Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham.
Great eggs and ham. No, green eggs and ham. See, I thought I can't see with my glasses. I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam, I am. Come on, man, I got my damn glasses on.
Who even knew Tippy Tom had glasses?
No.
It's a collection of some of the finest literature ever written, and then read by a homeless drunk. Order Tippy Tom books on tape today.
That's pretty good, man.
Very good.
Green legs and ham.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we've tried over the years because people saw the latest video and pictures of Tippy Tom, and his legs are in really bad shape.
Oof.
And he's going to lose his legs. And people are like, you guys got to do something. We've tried everything with this guy. We really have.
That's why I said he's hardcore homeless. He doesn't take help. He's been out on the streets for years and years and years. And he's one of those homeless guys that it's not a guy that's down on his luck that needs a job or this or that. He's just going to be like that. Some people just are like that. That's it. There's nothing you can do to help them.
Speaking of the homeless, I'm reading an instant feedback here, and it reminded me of something which will lead to, I think, something Jimmy was talking about only a mere 15 minutes ago, not on air yet. This guy writes, Opie, he's not your homeless friend. If he was your friend, you'd let him stay at your house. Hold on. Stay at your place till he got on his feet. With that said, I had a thought recently around the holiday, and I swear to you, there's this homeless guy in my neighborhood that I give money all the time to. I don't give money to all the homeless. But
which does he look like? Is he the one with the dreadlocks?
He's the one with the, he's a white guy. He's got a beard.
Yep.
Longer hair. He's usually in the park. I watch him do like knuckle push-ups to try to stay in shape. He seems relatively normal as far as the homeless people go.
Yeah.
And I give him money all the time. And he's been homeless for years. I had the thought around Christmas to actually, Anthony's going to freak out, invite him to my place to get a shower and a warm meal.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy. That just leads to him killing you and taking like $10.
Well, I played it out in my head. And I'm right there with you. I'm like, okay, what are you thinking? This is stupid. This will end really, really badly. You can't turn these guys around on your own.
No.
Especially since you're bringing lice into your place.
Oh.
You're showing him a great place that he's never going to live in. You're showering him, putting him in his awful clothes, and then booting him back out into the cold.
Yeah. But I had the thought.
Well, good. You had a thought.
Yeah.
Keep it at that.
And then I was like, wow, what are you thinking? This is dumb. And isn't there a story that you were talking about, Jimmy?
Yep. It's homeless man pleads guilty to stabbing. Now, people get stabbed all the time. It's not that crazy, but it's a lovely story. A homeless drifter Tuesday admitted to fatally stabbing a Queens college student who welcomed him into his family's home.
Ah, see?
Emmanuel Manny Policano, 22, pleaded guilty in Queens Supreme Court to manslaughter and assault in a brutal October 30, 2006 attack on Hunter College student David Higgins, 19. Not surprising, David Higgins, a young, liberal, well-intentioned man. Policano also admitted to bashing Higgins' mother over the head with a baseball bat. Her name was Vern Culberson. Wow, should have just hit her birth certificate and got a new name put on there. Vern Culberson, 54, needed 15 stitches in her head and still suffers from vertigo. Higgins, a Bronx High School of Science graduate, confronted Policano about a missing Sony PlayStation, and Policano responded by stabbing him repeatedly with kitchen knives.
All right.
So this vermin, they bring the guy into their home. He steals the PlayStation, and then when they confront him, he stabs the son. And when the mother comes in, he clonks her over the head with a bat. And this is where it shouldn't even be a trial. You should just kind of rest your head on a desk, and they should put a bullet in the back of your head because you're a roach.
By the way, that's crazy talk because that's something like somebody on the right would say.
I know, yeah, you're right.
Yes, that dope that wrote that instant feedback. Listen to the show longer, will you?
He's stabbing the son, and the mother comes in. What are you doing? what? You're holding a knife. Are you trying to cut a piece of that apple pie I made? Oh, he's such a helpful. He must be helping my son. Cut a tag off his shirt. I got hit twice because I wasn't finished yet.
She keeps standing up, too. Stay down, Rock.
Yeah, just stay down. Hey, in other news, good news for Jimmy's Cowboys. Jessica Simpson will not attend the Giants Cowboys game this weekend.
Good.
That's good news for you.
And
Jimmy.
are they saying because she's got prior commitments, she's busy?
I Well,
guaranteed.
The story's taken off to the point that she can't show up now because everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
But
they'd boo her.
they're starting to hand out Jessica Simpson masks for everybody that's going to the game.
Ugh.
Where's the game, by the way?
Does it have authentic French features? The mask?
And she's recording an album.
She's recording an album.
Yeah,
that's
so
why she can't
she'll
go.
be watching it on TV.
So it's in Dallas.
Oh, that's why she can't make it. What a load of crap.
But in the paper today, I saw that they're handing out Jessica Simpson masks. So that's, I guess, some of the Giant fans that just happen to be in the area that are going to the game?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Funny.
Oh, man, if the game was up here, forget it. The whole stadium would be filled with Jessica Simpson masks. I hate the Giants, by the way. Go, Pats! And F the
Blue.
Cowboys as well.
Big Blue.
Let's see. Goose Gossage.
Yes, made it.
He made it into the Hall of Fame. Jim Rice and Mark McGuire did not make it. Mark McGuire had a
They
better...
just don't know it's Mark McGuire.
Huh?
They think Mark McGuire's dead because this new guy has little round John Lennon glasses. He's emaciated and cries like a woman.
And plays golf now.
Yeah, he
You know,
doesn't
good
look
point.
like Mark McGuire.
You know, I was telling Jimmy, Mark McGuire should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. The steroids are all over the place. It's not like it's an isolated case with the steroid thing. And he saved baseball with that whole home run race with Sammy Sosa.
Yep.
People hated baseball.
That was a biggie.
People forget that a lot of hardcore fans gave up on baseball. And then Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa doing that home run thing brought a lot of people back to baseball. For that alone, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Jimmy's shaking his head.
No,
What
no,
happened?
I'm listening to you. I'm talking Jim Rice. I also think had a pretty good run, man. It's kind of
16 years.
Yep, the sports writers are such babies. You're a bunch of crybabies who, when a guy like Eddie Murray or any of these guys blow you off because you write whatever you want, you attack them relentlessly. When they blow you off, you pay them back by not voting them into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You're a bunch of douches, sports writers.
Rice didn't really talk to the media that much, right?
Right, he shouldn't.
I'm
Why?
not really
That's
sure.
what he said. 16 years, 382 home runs, 1,451 runs batted in, and a 298 average. So that's a 300 average for a slugger is not bad.
He's one of those guys that's kind of like on the bubble. Like when you see who gets voted to the Hall of Fame, you're like, oh yeah, of course. And then there's these guys you're like, it could go either way. I think Jim Rice is one of those could go either way type of
Maybe,
players.
but he was 1978 MVP, and he was an 8-time All-Star.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, you're MVP and an 8-time All-Star. I mean, I think the guy earned his way in.
Especially in the 70s, to be 18 shy of 400 home runs, that used to be like an automatic Hall of Fame.
That's right. You're
number,
right.
You know,
400 was one of those benchmarks they look for. Travis is absolutely right. And Goose Gossage,
Of course he is.
Goose Gossage has to like shave that dumb mustache of his.
He's still got it.
I got a theory on that whole thing. When someone has this unique look when they're really famous, and then they go away, they feel like they have to keep this unique look, even though the times have changed.
Yeah, just so people recognize them, I guess.
So people go, oh my God, it's obviously Goose Gossage because look at the mustache.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that, Goose. Just get rid of that ridiculous mustache of yours, especially because it's now gray and just doesn't look healthy whatsoever. I'm sure Raleigh Fingers still has the dumb,
the
twisty mustache somewhere.
The oldie time 1800s bicycle with the big front wheel mustache.
And there's only one reason they do it. They don't like that look anymore. Back in the day, it was a cool look because it was kind of went with the times.
Yeah.
He wants to be recognized when he's at his restaurants and stuff. That's all that's about.
And you might be right about Jim Rice, by the way, being on the bubble. I just did a little math. Divided by 16 years, it's an average of 24 home runs, 91 runs batted in a year, which is good. But I don't know if that's Hall of... that's a good
I think
point.
he's just... I think he just meant... But Mark McGuire, stop. Just throw him in there. Accept the fact that the steroids thing has been a big part of baseball for many, many years.
Yeah.
583 home runs.
Yeah.
500. And he had a lot of injury problems.
Injuries, and his career was cut short. I mean, if he... a lot of these guys are playing, 20 years? He made it to 15 or 16. He could have easily been well into the 600 home run category there.
If they're going to... if they're really going to be that strict about what's fair and not fair, they got to take all of the white pitchers out that didn't have to face black sluggers. I won't say the white hitters because black pitching is not as big in baseball. I think that they still would have done the same thing. But the white pitchers that didn't have to face...
Hey, Jimmy the Greek. What are you talking about?
I'm saying when you look at it, black pitching exists and it can be very strong. But I think that, I still think that Babe Ruth would have hit that many home runs. But I don't think those pitchers would have done as well.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. And then we got this. They found the hiker in Georgia. And, to that dope that I'm obsessed with that dope that wrote that instant feedback. Because
why?
I don't mind if you don't like May or Jimmy or Ann or the show in general, but at least
everyone likes me.
At least like listen to the show long enough so you understand the show. This guy thinks we bash everything on the right. That's so ridiculous. We're hardcore death penalty advocates here on this show.
Did he write back with his real name?
No, of course not.
No, of course he didn't.
But he wants to beat us up if he sees us on the street.
Yeah.
This hiker in Georgia, they found her dead, of course, blow to the head, decapitated. Tell me why this guy shouldn't get the death penalty.
Can't think of a reason.
Seriously, tell me why.
No, of course.
Tell me why. She's just out for a little hike, and this is what she gets?
The horror you got to deal with. See, people, I never think of that. Oh, what, the death penalty? Well, it's this, that, or the other thing. There's many reasons people don't like it, but they never think of that moment of horror and sheer terror that the victim had to go through, sometimes for days and days on end. Just a horrible murder, and never think of that when the guy is in court in a suit,
right,
with the hair all nice and the stupid lawyer next to him. You know what? That makes him any less a savage that he was when he was hacking someone apart and cutting people's heads off.
Just imagine what the family has to go through. You have a family member that has like the flu, and you almost want to like kill yourself just to make the person feel better. Can you imagine you have to live your life after this went on with someone in your family?
I think the worst thing that the survivors of murders like that has to deal with is the what were they thinking when that just nightmarish situation was going down, like a rape, murder, and then slow torture, having to watch other loved ones being killed, and the family's got to just. You can't wrap your mind around it. You can't think of it long enough, or you'll drive yourself nuts.
They're also investigating him for the murders of other people, really old couples. They think this guy had obviously done other killings too.
And if the death penalty is nothing more than just revenge for the surviving members of the family, so be it. I don't care about this goddamn
it costs more
punishment and the
that.
cost.
I don't give right.
We need rehabilitation, and it doesn't do this or that or the other thing. Just revenge, vengeance, just to avenge the death of a loved one by the family. That's good enough a reason for me. You know?
And someone just wrote it. DJ, he writes, it costs more to kill someone than keep them in jail for life.
Who cares?
We'll pick up the tab.
Yeah, I'll pay for one.
Yeah.
I'll pay for
there
one
you go.
or two.
Privatize it.
I'll pay for one or two.
So you can invite your friends, a few six-packs.
I have no problem with that. I'll pay for one or two. Who's with me? Just one or two. Just awful. Yeah. All right.
As soon as he pointed out where the body was, and it was headless, as soon as he goes, yes, I did that, there it is, they should pop right in the back of the head. They should have videotaped this so people knew that he led them there. They just shot him in the back of the head.
Where did I leave it? Oh, yeah, there's the headless.
There you go.
It's gone. Goodbye.
It's pathetic. Every state is pretty much getting rid of the death penalty. I mean, most states haven't used the death penalty in a really, really long time. Jersey's getting rid of it, right? Or did they?
They did.
They did. Like
bring back
a couple weeks
old
ago?
Sparky. I like when they call the electric chair Old Sparky.
I'm kind of glad they
strap him in. Oh, stop.
That's about
you and your one guy out of every million that gets killed.
But there's more than that, though.
Oh, no, there's not.
So
I
just don't have enough faith in the fact that only the guilty will get it.
What if the DNA proves it, Jimmy? Because you're all about the DNA thing, and I'm with you with that, because there are a lot of guys in jail that are proving that they didn't do the crime, and they sat there for a long time. But let's say this guy, DNA proves he decapitated her. Would you like to see him dead?
I would like to see him dead even without the DNA. I'm not talking about me. Of course, I'd like to see all of them dead. The pedophile should be shot. I'm only saying I don't think that it's a fair enough system where everybody's getting the exact same treatment. That's all it is.
Fucking liberal Jimmy is. Oh,
yeah,
my
you're gonna
God.
get another.
He just
You're gonna get another.
You're alienating half the audience.
You really are.
The half not on death row.
Hey, we're gonna try to go for a laugh after that horrific story. And we'll get into other things after the break. But we've been doing that bleep game, and we played the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah,
bleeped. Well, we got a new one here that Danny came up with.
Nice.
Let's see how this one sounds. A very popular song. A lot of people know. You can throw a few bleeps in there, and the song sounds a bit different.
Changes the whole thing.
Let's take a listen.
I am here today to give you all a show and tell. And today, my show and tell is about my work. Most people want a doggy or a yellow parakeet. But if you ask me, I would say there's nothing quite as neat as a my. It doesn't wag its tail, and it doesn't sing all day. But you never have to walk it, and it doesn't run away. My it's quiet, and it's friendly, and it's always very neat. And you never have to bathe it, and it never has to eat. Oh, you can have your hamsters and your goldfish by the score. If I live to be 100, I will never ask for more than my Upon what does a bullfrog like to hop? What once was a majestic mountain top? What once was at the bottom of the sea? What hurts if I should drop it on your knee? What forms the firm foundation of a wall? What makes the very bestest pet of all? That's right, a rock! All poodle pups and parakeets are all you ever see. And rocks are only really loved by guys like me. But let me tell ya, mister, if you had one, you'd agree. There's nothing quite so wonderful or truly remarkable as my old faithful
All right, One Vision. Oh, not another live read?
You're good.
I'm good, man.
Wow. It's the Opie and Anthony show. People suggest stuff all the time for the radio show. And this is a visual, so if you're at your desk, maybe not in your car, or maybe when you get to work or you get back home a little later, you might want to throw in the Goddess Bunny. I'll even spell out Goddess for you. GODDESS. The Goddess Bunny into YouTube.
Look at this fat pig.
And check out a very disturbing video.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of crippled whatever thingy.
It's a girl. It could be an adult with some kind of disease. I don't even know.
Like Jerry's kid's disease or something.
She's got the thinnest legs I've ever seen. She can't be more than 4.
Thin without being hairy. So that would be Travis.
Right. She's well under 5 foot. Can't weigh more than 60 pounds. She's dressed up in a leotard or some kind of
some kind of a little
almost like a ballerina type
outfit.
of thing.
A girl would wear it for a recital.
Sure.
Ugh.
Kid taps all over.
And she's
look at the
she's attempting to dance, and she's got an umbrella that she's twirling.
Oh, she's got some moves.
Oh man.
She got some moves, all right.
This kid boogies. I like her.
That is frightening.
She's doing the Thriller dance by accident. Her hands all out like the zombies.
Looks like she crawled out of the grave, too.
Oh, my God. Who does she look like?
That DNA is a bitch, man. My God. Oh, my God.
Why
Stop
with
with
a close-up? This is a close-up.
What do you got, Danny? And she wears silly hats.
Somebody posted this as a comment on my MySpace, and the background music was like this really hard thrash metal. It just made the video
really
so much funnier.
She looks like David Bowie.
So it's more of a visual. Hopefully the censors won't kill us, and they'll link this to onaradio.com later today. We'll see.
Why would they kill it? That's
Who knows, Jimmy? Who knows?
I don't know what that is.
It's funny. Her head is the only normal part of her, and she's distracting from that by wearing like a clown head on top of hers. So you want to showcase your head and put a halo around it. Her body. What's wrong with her, though? Can we find out? Let's get her on the phone.
How about everything?
She's got some kind of muscular dystrophy, it looks like.
And here we are making fun of her.
Well, polio? What's polio? The hell year is it?
You don't get polio anymore.
Is that polio?
This is polio.
What, Steve?
It's fake.
Huh?
Steve is saying it's fake.
Is it fake, Steve?
No.
Okay. Quick story, and then we got your speeches from last night. We'll go back to the political thing here.
Aye.
But first, this cute little story.
A boy in Mexico tried to skip school and got into a sticky situation, literally. This 10-year-old snuck into the kitchen of his family's home early Monday, got industrial glue, slathered it on his right hand, and then grabbed the frame of his bed. When the boy's mother woke up, she found him in his room watching TV with his hand on the bed. At first, she didn't think anything of it, but when she realized he was stuck, she spent nearly 2 hours trying to get his hand free with water, oil, and nail polish remover. Eventually, a team of paramedics were called in. The boy says he pulled the stunt because he had so much fun on Christmas break, he didn't want to go back. But it didn't work. He was unglued in time for class. The boy's hand is fine, and his mother describes her son as a good kid, but says he's mischievous like all kids.
Let me tell you what my mom would have done. She would have made me go to school with the mattress.
With the bed.
No joke. She wouldn't have attempted to even get my hand free.
Didn't take that kind of guff in the Hughes house.
No, she would have said, "You're going to school, stupid." And then she would have, hauled me and the mattress in the Volkswagen Bug. No, the Volkswagen bus.
The bus?
Without the seats.
Without the seats.
So we could, fit more kids in there, and she would have hauled me to school. She's not going to put up with that crap. She never did.
Good thing he's not Saudi Arabian. They would have thought he was stealing the mattress and just cut his hand off.
Yeah.
Left it there.
I never got off from school like that. I used to say I had a stomachache all the time because I was always, nervous and crying. And one time I did have a stomachache, and I got sent to school, and I told the gym teacher I had cramps. Because, I was...
Like lady cramps?
No. See, I thought that gas pains, I was cramping up.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my stupid mom would say, "Oh, what's the matter? You have cramps?" And I was like, yeah. I grew up thinking gas pains were called cramps. So I told my gym teacher, who, gym teachers in school are always very sympathetic. I said, I don't feel good today. I have cramps. And he looked at me and goes, "What are you talking about? Only women get cramps. What are you, a woman?" And I'm just standing there like I'm a kid with a tummy ache. And I'm being lambasted that I'm a woman.
You just never got a break growing up.
Never.
There's a story. It's local, but they were digging up some backyard in East Islip last night or yesterday, searching for a dead body.
Yeah.
Supposedly a murder that possibly happened 25, 30 years ago.
Is it someone Boomer Esiason beat up?
Right. And the whole time I'm thinking, I have a feeling that the Cumias have something to do with this
We're
story.
involved in that one? Let me think. Did we kill anyone in East Islip?
It sounded like it was your neighborhood that you've described over the years.
Islip. I lived on Timber Point Road in East Islip. So if it wasn't Timber Point or a place around there...
Well,
I don't think it was
maybe
us.
one of the faithful could find out how close Anthony lived to this situation that's going on out there in East Islip. Hey, by the way, getting a request. Kid with the glue, the hand, and the bed.
Yeah.
Bleep game.
Wow.
Bleep game.
Yeah, you could probably do the bleep game with that story.
Let's try bleep game with that as we play some audio from New Hampshire.
Yes, the big primary.
Is this a caucus or a primary?
This was a primary.
What's the difference between a caucus and a primary?
I don't know.
Well, caucus is normally a lead up to a primary.
There he goes.
Oh boy.
But no.
No.
If you're gonna win the caucus, they say the primary will look good, but it's not a guarantee.
We're getting info about Goddess Bunny. By the way, you had a line about a big wheel or something. Everyone's saying was hilarious, and you got no reaction.
Did I?
I didn't hear it.
From Jimmy or I.
Never remember what I say until the replay.
It's too late. It was on instant feedback about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. But Chad in Oregon, what do you got?
Yeah, you guys were talking about the Goddess Bunny. It's actually not a female, it's a male.
I was right.
That's a tranny on top of it?
Uh-oh. And what?
Tranny, so Jimmy should be proud.
But what went wrong?
I have no idea, but I saw it about 6 months ago, and I did some research, and it's some sort of guy who's actually some sort of internet star, or who knows what he does.
All right,
but
well,
actually he's tranny, he's in his 20s or so.
We got info on the Goddess Bunny. Jimmy, what do you got on the Goddess Bunny?
Well, the Goddess Bunny, also known as Little Johnny Bama, stricken with polio at birth, apparently was abused as a youth in foster homes. Hey, dry spaghetti legs! He was defiant enough to transform into a campy, wisecracking Sandy Crisp, a celebrated singer, dancer, actress, and model. After a starring role in a startling cult film, Miss Crisp was playfully dubbed the Goddess Bunny and soon became an object of wild, fetishistic worship by the denizens of West Coast counterculture. Hear the goddess recount her own astounding story and join her colorful group of friends and fans, blah, 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 blah. I would love to hear her talk, or him talk, it talk.
Yeah.
Well, how about we get this thing on our show?
I would love to interview the Goddess Bunny.
Yeah, let's try to get the Goddess Bunny on our show.
By the way, we got emails from this like, I don't know if it is a transvestite or a transsexual who does a variety show. We never had her on.
I don't remember.
We should have.
I like to, forget about that type of thing.
Why? It exists and it's fun for a lot of us. I mean, people. Head of lettuce. We should have. No?
Head of lettuce?
I don't think that's her real name. But
all right. Hey,
Head of lettuce. I get it.
Let's go back to New Hampshire. We talked a lot about what happened earlier in the show, and now we got some talking.
I'm just sorry.
Some audio. Wow.
People with polio should not tap dance. It just doesn't work.
Let me correct you. People with polio should only tap dance.
That is horrid.
The music is great, but you got to see the visual. That is a great call. Who is that your idea?
Oh, man. Look at the kneecaps and the...
Oh my God, that does look like James Gum, but skinnier.
What?
Yeah. I feed me. He has a normal sized head. This is the beauty of this little wacko, is that he has a normal sized head on just an awful small polio body.
And this isn't nice. A bunch of people saying the Goddess Bunny is Neo with a wig. That's way too inside for most people.
Neo is a listener.
But a few people are getting a big chuckle there.
Who is kind of like polio guy, but shorter and with a worse body.
All right, let's go to New Hampshire. Enough about the Goddess Bunny. We'll link that hopefully later to onaradio.com. All right, you got McCain. He won for the Republicans, and this is what he had to say.
First, I'd like to thank my wife Cindy and my 7 children and all of our campaign team who did such a wonderful job, and I'm very grateful. My friends, I'm past the age when I can claim the noun kid, no matter what adjective precedes it. But tonight, we sure showed them what a comeback looks like.
I could say this much. He just scares me. I don't know why.
Yeah?
I don't know what it is.
More than Obama?
I can't put my finger on it, but he just scares me.
He's the next president.
He's a hero. He's an American hero, but there's just something that just doesn't seem right.
I think you're right. I think he will be the next president of these. United States.
John McCain.
Is he like a moderate Republican? He's not a complete loon.
Yeah, he's kind of moderate.
I like him because he
Did he? Who?
When?
Who and where?
7 times apparently.
Jimmy.
I like it because he forgave Imus. He goes, he said he was sorry. I'll go back on a show. That's to me the way everybody should have reacted.
Right.
Yep. All right. McCain continued.
Thank you. When the pundits declared us finished, I told them, I'm going to New Hampshire where the voters don't let you make their decision for them. And when they asked, how you going to do it? You're down in the polls. You don't have the money. I answered, I'm going to New Hampshire, and I'm going to tell people the truth.
I don't think he actually answered like that.
No.
He probably went, I don't know. How we're going to
and then found a writer to kind of pump it up a little bit.
Yeah, no one talks politically like that in their personal life, do they?
I hope not.
What are you going to do, John? You're getting killed. You got no money. I'm going to tell the truth. This is me you're talking to.
What? Yeah, stop it.
I'm not in it. What are you going to do?
And
I don't know.
Lose.
Hillary with the big victory. Everyone said that, she was done. And she beat Obama last night.
Yep.
39-36, something like that. Was it?
39-37, I believe.
37?
They expected a big blowout, though.
Yeah, it was close, but yeah.
They said Hillary was done.
Right.
Obama's running away with it, and then all of a sudden, maybe we were wrong.
Punch it up. You're right, Kevin. So here's Hillary.
The new Hillary.
Come tonight
Yeah.
with a very, very full heart. And
calves.
Oh, God.
I want especially to thank New Hampshire. Over the last week, I listened to you, and in the process, I found my own voice.
She's a totally new person.
Yeah. Which shows you what a phony she has been Who just changes diction as fast as she does?
Yeah.
She just changes inflection.
Found my own voice.
Someone finally told her stop with the act speech pattern.
She's going to speak in tongues next. She's just going to start babbling.
She's like De Niro at the end of Cape Fear as she's making her her concession speech.
That movie should have got way more props than it did.
Here, you trying to offer me something hot?
Yeah, he was great in that movie.
He really was.
I know it did well, but it just seems like it should have been more of a classic than it became. More Hillary.
I felt like we all spoke from our hearts, and I am so gratified that you responded. Now together, let's give America the kind of comeback that New Hampshire has just given me.
She's feeling good.
This phony
She's feeling good.
has just changed everything about her public speech.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know we were right. She's a complete fraud.
Yeah, fake. A phony.
Can we put a montage together of all the different voices of Hillary?
Oh, the southern one,
The black one was the
robot one.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is.
The sensitive one.
See how phony she is.
We probably could find another one or two there.
Did you ever hear Reagan doing that? You heard Reagan talking pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except at the end.
Yeah.
I'm a suitcase. Are you? Maybe you should go back up to bed there, Ron. Poor guy.
Yeah. Hey, we got to go
for everyone around him.
How to deal with that.
His head's got rice pudding in it.
Oscar from Jersey has something. Oscar.
Hey, boys. I was going to talk about McCain, but real quick. Clinton just hired Paul Begalia as her, chief strategist guy, and he's the guy that gets paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars and tells her what to say.
Oh, wait, is he because she did fire her guy over something, right? He said something stupid?
No, that was, somebody else the other day.
Yeah,
that
with
said
the
something.
Obama thing.
Oh.
Yeah, but Begalia was the guy that used to be on, Crossfire with James Carville and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a hardcore liberal, but the dude's good at his job, man, and they hired him, and now look what happened.
They must have just told her, look, you're not connecting with anybody. You sound phony. You're not sincere. People's image of you is this cold, icy bitch who's just very self-serving, wants to be president for her own reasons, not for the country. That's the image she was putting out there. And now there's this sensitive Hillary who's talking to America and talking about how she wants to make it a better place for everybody. Soft-spoken. She gets a little teary-eyed every so often when she thinks about the opportunities this country has given her and everyone else. Where the hell did this Hillary come from?
You know, she's a white lady of privilege. When wouldn't you have had opportunity?
Yeah, stop.
Hey, but boys, the thing about McCain is, you remember a couple months ago he came out against, the CIA was had those reports about the water torture and stuff, and McCain came out and said, you can't do that.
Well, the guy would be a little hypocritical saying that he was for torture. You know, the guy spent a little while in a Hanoi Hilton over there getting his ass beat every day. I think that might change your opinion.
In a tiger cage for a couple years. Cry me a river.
Rats! Michael! Michael! Rats!
But yeah, you're right. McCain was a POW, man.
Yeah. Guy was beaten to a pulp. That's why he looks like he does, and he can't move right, and his arms are a little screwy. They broke like every bone in his body. Kind of crazy.
Oscar, that was your cue then.
Hey, I didn't want to hear the old, okay, now you talk time.
Oh, okay. All right,
no, why would you talk when we are silent waiting for you to talk?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta just sit there. Let it all happen.
Yeah.
Let it all.
Leave it to us.
It's not life. It's a dress rehearsal. Just watch it on the sidelines.
All right. Thank you, Oscar. We got to go to Peter. Peter, what's up?
Can't win.
I know.
Hey guys, I was going to say, if you go to the end of Hillary's speech, you get the
There was a little.
Was there?
The one we just played?
Really?
Where's the clipped? Where's that clipped stuff that she's so good at?
Thank you, sir. And then, of course, you got Obama.
Do you know that whenever she talks like that, a big C should just materialize over her head? Her face should grow hair around it.
Are you guys following this race a little closer than past elections? Seems like,
especially this early in the primaries.
Seems like a lot of people are. Seems like more people are interested in the process.
It's
here.
Because
you got the black president,
you got a black
possibility, you got the
guy
female president
and a
possibility,
woman.
You got the John McCain factor. It's kind of interesting.
That's what it is, and it's interesting that they bring up constantly the fact that Hillary is a woman. You know, with her being a little misty-eyed and, you know, showing and the women jumping on board, sympathizing with another woman. But they don't really bring up the fact that Obama's black and, you know, use that as a reason why people are voting for him. Mm-hmm. The only writers I've seen do it are black writers. They'll write about him and talk about how white America is really rallying behind this guy because he comes off as this non-threatening black guy who's well-spoken. It's all the same cliches that everybody always looks at in a black man when you see them as non-threatening. Oh, he's well-spoken, well-dressed, educated, you know, and that kind of stereotype is fine.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Someone running for president, you'd kind of hope they're well-spoken.
Well, not in the movies. They're not like that in the movies. When you go to a wacky movie where a black guy gets to be president or somebody high, they're, you know, they talk all jive and stuff. Or when or I brought this up before. I watched the History Channel and Discovery and all that, and you see a lot of shows. I love shows on fighter planes and pilots, and they have interviews with fighter pilots. White guys, black guys, and you'll have a black guy, fighter pilot, talking, and he sounds amazing, talking very technical about the plane and their mission and everything. But then you watch the movies and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna tear this plane up, yo! Take that!" They're like, I've never seen a black fighter pilot talk like that in any interview I've seen on a TV show, on Discovery or the History Channel or anything. But they gotta go, "Oh yeah, that missile, I'm gonna send this missile to your mama's ass." Are you?
Yeah, it's so true.
I've never heard that over the tapes that they played during combat.
All right, well, listen. When we get back, we'll give you what Obama had to say about his second place showing. We got the bleep game with the kid story we just played. Two versions.
One
Wow.
Sam, one's me.
Oh, all right.
Competition. I love
All
it.
right, we got a little competition happening. And we're also going to play What Did We Learn on the Opie and Anthony Show. And Tim came up with a bunch more slogans, because we're looking possibly for a new slogan for the Opie and Anthony Show. Jimmy came up with a great one yesterday.
That's right.
What is it again, Jimmy?
Opie and Anthony, get your hat.
Get your hat. And now it's like game on, because people are sending in their slogans, and Tim's making slogans, so hopefully we can play a few of the new ones.
Kind of goes along with the election, too, because a good slogan really kind of sells you.
Sure.
So we're thinking maybe that'll help us even more here.
All right. When we come back, we'll do a lot of mopping up here on the Opie and Anthony Show. Hey, thanks for listening this morning. Opie and Anthony on your radio dial. Did pretty good in the ratings yesterday. I want to thank you all.
Thank you, New York.
Had a nice showing, and we appreciate that. Eric B. from New Hampshire on the instant feedback, he writes, you keep talking about those wacky movies. Have there really been any ones other than the Chris Rock one? How many black president movies are there?
I don't mean black president movies. They can be black, like, I don't know, appointees or, Secretary of Defense. All of a sudden he gets in there somehow. I don't know. And is that the only one? The Chris Rock wacky movie?
Eddie Murphy one where his name is the same thing. Mr. what?
Mr.
The Distinguished Gentleman. Thank you.
Well, Deep Impact has Morgan Freeman, but he's not, he's not jiving it up in there.
No, but the effect in Deep Impact is actually worse than if we had a real one. oh, wait.
No, it's supposed to be better than...
I just said the truth.
Well, you're a good man.
Hey, there you go.
That's your liberal.
Yeah.
The liberal in you coming out.
What I was supposed to say is the effect would be worse than the... can I have a shot of talent, please?
Tom in Buffalo checking in. Tom.
Yo, what's up, O&A?
Where has Buffalo been? We haven't heard from you guys in a while.
Oh, I've always been here. Listen to you every morning.
Hey, are you guys getting, like, the warm weather?
Oh, it's warm but windy out here. Windy real bad.
That wind's coming our way, see?
Yeah.
You check Buffalo for our weather. That means we're going to have some windy days.
That's right. I was going to tightrope it between two tall buildings, but I'll have to wait.
You'll have to wait till spring, I think, Jimmy.
That's right.
Yeah. What do you got, Tom?
I was just making a comment how, basically the presidential election now is a big reality TV show. They might as well throw these guys in a house with cameras and have the public vote on them, because the reality shows get better voter turnout than the election does.
And they're taking a page from all these reality shows. They're making it interesting enough for us to actually start paying attention to them.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I'm watching more than I usually do, and I hate this stuff. I really do. I'm just from the school that nothing really ever changes.
Yeah,
if you wanted one man to do a lot of change, you had to live like a long time ago.
I don't know.
You had to live a long time ago.
If a woman or a black man got elected president, you would see some changes. That's all.
Not as many as you think.
No, I don't think as many as you think either.
Neither one of them is going to be more liberal than Jimmy Carter. I mean, there might be some, but...
That's tragic.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, they're not... What are they going to do that's so different?
The way that they handle foreign policy.
No.
I think.
Maybe.
The way that they deal with certain issues around the country, with, sexism with Hillary, racism with Obama. These are personal issues to them that I think they would take into the presidency with them. Yeah. It's my opinion. The race war. I went to an awful website. Oh my God!
Did you really, Anthony? Wow, what a big surprise there!
Your homepage?
You just put a couple of search words in Yahoo. One is Obama, and then you put in a real bad search word with that. And and the wow. A couple of things pop up, and there's a couple of message boards, and there are people that honestly hope he does get elected because they think that if something bad happens to him when he's in office, that it will start the race war that they're all waiting for, to reclaim the country for the white man. That seems to be what was posted on there. After I posted, but no, it was I was just reading.
So you had a lot of replies to your initial post.
Well, no, I didn't post on that board at all. I don't post on that one. But I've been to some other websites that you would think wouldn't be very sympathetic to Obama's cause to be a president of the United States. And, they've got some interesting takes on this whole election.
I got to tell you.
Ones that aren't really covered by the media.
I was talking to someone from Philly last night that I'm making officially part of the Philly crew.
Oh, okay.
I'm adding members all the time.
Oh.
And this person, a she, enjoying the show a hell of a lot lately because she loves hearing how insane you have become.
All right.
With your politics.
I like that.
And your theories and...
People think it's insane. I
loving the hell out of what you're talking about lately.
In the long run, people will go, "Oh my God, Anthony, were you right?" And I'd say, "Yes." So get me out of here.
Help, Brian in Philly, who's not part of the Philly crew. I'm sorry, Brian, but I don't know anything about you. What's up, Brian?
Good morning, boys. How are you today?
Hey,
man.
Has anybody forgotten how much Hillary was hated back when Bill Clinton was president?
Yes.
Talking about how she has flip-flopped and changed. Does anyone remember when all of a sudden she was Hillary Rodham Clinton?
Yeah, what happened to the Rodham?
I'll tell you what happened to the Rodham. Someone sat her down and said, "Stop with the stupid speech thing you're doing," and drop that dumb Rodham thing because it makes you sound privileged. They want to think that you're a person like them, so you just go with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Exactly. She was a total joke then, and she's a joke now.
Rodham just gave too much attitude. Hillary Rodham.
Rodham.
Rotting ham legs.
It's like, stop trying to keep your identity. Either Rodham or Clinton. Make a decision.
Yeah.
Make a decision, shawarma calves.
You know what? I had to make a decision back in the day when I first started in broadcasting. Is it going to be Greg Hughes or Opie? But it cannot be Greg Opie Hughes anymore.
No. Only in the paper.
Only in the paper.
Greg Opie Hughes. And the Opie's got to be in, the quotation marks.
Program director at the time, Stan Main from Rochester. He goes, "Look, dude, you're known as Opie. You're stuck with that name since you were, 11, 12 years old. But to do your radio show and call yourself Greg Opie Hughes is just ridiculous."
Were you really doing that?
Yeah, and he goes,
Greg Opie Hughes with you.
I can find tapes. I'm bringing my tapes, and I really am. I'm finally going to unload my boxes. I'm finally officially moving into my place, even though I've been living there. But, finally unloading the boxes. I'll find the old tapes. And he also said Greg Hughes would be a fine radio name. So you got to, decide. What'd you do?
So, how does it end?
All right, here's what Obama had to say last night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Voice bugs me.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Senator Clinton on a hard-fought victory here in New Hampshire. She did an outstanding job. Give her a big round of applause.
Wow, that's humble.
You think that's smart? I think it's smart.
Yeah, why not?
Very smart.
Most of the time they don't. They'll say, they'll thank their opponents or something. They won't get too personal with the...
the name and everything.
This guy's got...
Give her a hand.
This guy's got balls. Yeah. He's got confidence, this guy.
I don't think that
like
was
his
sincere,
voice.
though.
This one's got the confidence.
A few weeks ago, no one imagined that we'd have accomplished what we did here tonight in New Hampshire. No one could have imagined it.
Losing?
He was supposed to get his ass
kicked. For most of
kicked.
this campaign, we were far behind. We always knew our climb would be steep. But in record numbers, you came out and you spoke up for change. And with your voices and your votes, you made it clear that at this moment, in this election, there is something happening in America.
Certainly is. There certainly is.
Oh, we're going to have some fun with this. Anthony is getting all revved up.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, we only got a few
Something about when he says change, I get all flustered.
Because it's not the change you're looking for. That's the problem.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of change it is.
There's change going on, not the change you want, though. Hey, we only got a couple minutes on this side of the Opie and Anthony show, so let's play the bleep game. Do you guys remember the little story we did a few minutes ago?
Hopefully, got stuck with glue, right?
Hopefully you linger longer enough to
the go
to still be in this bit. But basically, it was a kid. He didn't want to go to school. He enjoyed the Christmas holiday, so he figured, all right, I'll glue my hand with industrial glue to my bed? Yeah, my bed.
Bed frame.
And he was stuck like that, so he almost didn't go to school, but the mom figured out how to get his hand free and kicked his ass out the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we took that news story, and we played the bleep game, and we got two versions. Which version is this?
That's mine.
Okay, so we start with Danny's then.
That's mine.
So Danny came up with this. These guys decided to do a little competition really fast here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Danny's version of the bleep game of that story I just described.
A boy in Mexico tried to skip school and got into a sticky situation, literally. This 10-year-old snuck into the kitchen of his family's home early Monday, got industrial glue, slathered it on his then the frame of his bed. When the boy's mother woke up, she found him in his room watching TV with his on the bed. At first, she didn't think anything of it, but when she realized he was stuck, she spent nearly 2 hours trying to get his free with water, oil, and nail polish remover. Eventually, a team of paramedics were called in. The boy says he pulled the because he had so much fun on Christmas break, he didn't want to go back. But it didn't work. He was unglued in time for class. The boy's fine, and his mother describes her son as a good kid, but says he's mischievous like all kids.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
See, I didn't like that because it's a story about his hand, but that makes it sound dirty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Sam, how are you going to beat that? He put all the bleeps in the right places, so what did you do differently?
Yeah, what did you do different?
I
It's
went
going to
in
be
a
the same
different
thing.
direction.
You did?
I invented the beep game.
Oh,
some people say Jimmy Kimmel did.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that every time we play the bleep game.
That's arguable, I think.
Radio guys have been doing this for a very long time. Not
Calm
to take
down.
away from Jimmy Kimmel. He's made it pretty popular with his fine late night show. But
yes.
This type of thing has been around a long time. And Jimmy comes from our world, the radio world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see what you did with the same story. This is Sam's version.
A boy in Mexico tried to skip school and got into a sticky situation, literally. This 10-year-old snuck into the kitchen of his family's home early Monday, got industrial glue, slathered it on his right hand, and then grabbed the of his. When the boy's mother woke up, she found him in his room watching TV with his hand on the. At first, she didn't think anything of it, but when she realized he was stuck, she spent nearly 2 hours trying to get his hand free with water, oil, and nail polish remover. The boy says he pulled the because he had so much fun on Christmas break, he didn't want to go back. But it didn't work. He was unglued in time for class. The boy is fine, and his mother describes her son as a good kid, but says he's mischievous like all kids.
I got to give you guys props.
Right.
Yep. I was thinking,
It's a little different, yeah.
There's two versions of this. How could it possibly be different? But Sam just showed you another way to do it. Very good, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your eyebrows give me the creeps.
Why?
Do they?
They look like dress socks.
Are you voting for Obama?
I don't know yet.
You don't know? That isn't a definite no?
Well, I don't know. We still got a lot of time.
Holy mother of God, he's going to win.
I might feel, like he's the right man for the job.
Oh, boy.
Well, half of you will.
The right man for the job.
And what's the first thing you're going to do when we get a black president?
Book passage.
Book passage.
Book passage.
What is this, 1820?
I don't know. Let's see. If I wake up day after the election, they've tabulated everything. I wake up, I go to the website, I pull up something like Drudge, and I see, oh God, I can't even say it. I see. President. What would I do?
Probably refresh Drudge and make sure that was the actual site. That'd be weird to see.
Absolutely.
What was under the bleep there?
I don't know. You add your own words.
All right, let me hear it again.
President.
Yep.
It begins with an N.
Are you insane?
New president.
Oh. What?
There'd be a new president.
Why would you have to bleep
that
new?
day?
Why would you have to bleep new?
Mistake.
Because some people thought I was saying Jew. And they would think that there was a different president.
Giuliani?
Giuliani.
Let's.
I would have to wait it out until after the inauguration to see what happens. I'd give him some time.
What, a day?
A week.
A week, right?
I'd give him some time to see who he starts appointing.
It takes a week to get rid of the hangover. You got to give more than a week.
What? I'd stay drunk.
You certainly will.
So some things aren't changing.
Hey, let's say hi to Jesse. Jesse, what did you learn on the Opie and Anthony show?
I learned that Anthony's imminent liver failure started with one can of Coors.
Yes. I had to stay on a bull for 8 seconds for that Coors, by the way.
Huh?
I had to stay on a bull.
Oh, that's right.
For 8 seconds. And I stayed on for like 2 seconds, but Dad gave me the beer anyway.
Your dad was insane.
It certainly was.
All right.
Well, I had fun.
Yes.
It was a good one.
We're gonna go to
Flew
XM
by
now.
today.
What?
We're going to go to XM.
Yeah, we go over there now.
That's what we do. And you guys do what
So
you
we
do.
do.
You guys do what you do. We do what we do. And maybe we're doing the same thing. I don't know. That's how we end today.
See you all on the COD tonight. Right, Dan?
Call of Duty? Call of Duty 4?
Of course.
And once again, New York, thank you. We did very well in the ratings yesterday, and we appreciate that. It's Opie and Anthony. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh my God!
God damn!
Whip 'em out Wednesday. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
I didn't know it was going to rain in New York today.
What happened?
All of a sudden, we left the other place, and it's raining outside.
Yep.
This weather's got to calm the fuck down so my flu or cold or whatever the hell I have goes away.
They said a bit of rain.
I think. Go ahead.
And then it would stop this afternoon.
The change of weather is killing me.
What's getting you sick, yeah?
Well, I don't know. I think your immune system is down to begin with, and then your and then your body is affected by the change in the weather. When it's like this, it's not supposed to be 80 degrees in winter.
Did anybody notice
it.
Hillary Clinton is dressed like a sofa? in that outfit. That outfit, that gray thing with like the black things on it, it's horrendous.
That's funny.
Awful. She's always worn like stuffy old lady clothes.
That's exactly what she dresses like, a stuffy old lady.
Do you guys really hate Hillary, huh?
I absolutely, because I think she's a total phony. I don't hate her because she's a liberal. I hate her because I think she's she's the wife of a brilliant, brilliant guy. She's also very, very bright. But I just think she's an absolute fucking phony. You know what? At least with that guy, who's the other psychopath? Duncan?
Yes, Duncan Hunter.
Right. At least he takes definite stands, as awful as they are. He's at least taking very definite stands.
You do have to respect
Hitler. That. I always do.
No, you got to respect a person that's not scared to say what they believe in.
Absolutely.
Like, when we talk about how much we're into the death penalty, we're turning some people off. But, at least we're telling people what we're all about instead of being wishy-washy. There's radio guys that are wishy-washy because they're trying to get everybody out there to like them.
Mm-hmm.
That's just dumb.
Well, politicians do that, too.
Right. Well, that's
all
what
the time.
Right.
And,
hey, who do you dislike more, Anthony?
Okay, let me
Hillary or Obama? Because
dislike?
Who bothers you more?
I have to say Hillary.
Really?
Yeah, she bothers me more. I dislike her more because she. I'm not sure if Obama's phony yet. He seems sincere. Whatever his ideas are, I don't really know. But Hillary's just a phony. She just comes across as a phony who's doing this just for her own little power base and her own satisfaction, her own goals in life. She's always wanted to do this, and I don't think she cares about the people, her constituency. And if she ever did become president, it wouldn't be because she cares so much about America. That's all a line of shit. It's all about how far she can go in the career. And when you're a politician, the pinnacle is to be president of the United States. That's what she wants to do.
You think she did a good job as being senator?
No, I think she's just been
I wouldn't know.
taking on the easy battles. It's easy to go to Washington and say, hey, our state asked for more money after 9/11. You're not really going to get a fight from your people you're representing. Say, no, we don't want more money. Mm-hmm. She's always going to Washington looking for more money. That's great. Never taken on the real tough issues, though.
You know what I learned from the New York City documentary that I've been bringing up a lot lately?
Oh.
And make fun of, obviously, because it was so goddamn long. But politicians back in the day, they did go for the tough things. They did go for, we need to build the Erie Canal. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And we're building the Hoover Dam,
right?
Which will take years and millions of dollars and concrete, and we're going to carve out a valley. And
right. But
wow, that was some big shit.
But that's what I'm getting at. You don't hear about those massive what the fuck type of projects anymore because it's just too much.
Too many people in the mix.
Too much red tape. Too much
environmentalists fighting with
people are going to piss off. Like there was a day that they had to carve out new highways and just completely take away neighborhoods, like not just a few houses, like neighborhoods that generations of people lived in. But they didn't care. They knew in the long run this is what we needed to do. And you just don't see that anymore with politicians going for the big thing, the big project. Like, look, dude, we need. Like, for us here in New York, it's so obvious that the Long Island Expressway is a complete disaster. But no one's going to take on that project and go, all right, this is what we got to do. And it's gonna be a pain in the ass for the next 8 years or what have you. But we have to do this.
Yeah.
No one is willing to do that in politics anymore. So, like you said, they just go for the easy stuff.
Yeah, easy
the real
stuff
easy
that-
stuff. That it's write a bill to change this a little bit, change that a little bit.
Just bitch about stuff. Usually nothing gets done. They just bitch about things. We always bring up the video game issue, but that pops up so much with politicians that they need this and that. And it's like
they would love to take your Call of Duty 4 away from you. I'm telling you right now. Wait for the next school shooting, and now because Call of Duty 4 is a hot game, that's the one they're going to pop on the TV.
I hear they were banning some people from Call of Duty 4 for a while, or at least suspending them for a while, because their clan name that is before your name, was insulting. Some of them were insulting. If they're derogatory, then they might suspend you. Yet the entire game is running around and blowing people up, shooting them, stabbing them.
Yeah.
But which I think is fine. Believe me, I love the game. But just that hypocrisy that someone's going to get their feelings hurt by a few letters in front of your name is ridiculous.
We're language obsessed fucking frauds. Yep. Americans.
Mhm.
Language obsessed frauds.
Yeah. It all has to do with what words are offensive and actions,
right?
And actual things of substance don't really matter as much as just people saying stuff.
Justin in Philly. Justin.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
How you doing? I just wanted to point out the Big Dig is a fairly ambitious recent project, and your
That's
boy
true.
Nino was involved in it.
Well, first of all, it's not that recent. That thing started how many years ago? I need someone from Boston.
You're right.
I mean,
Dukakis. I think it was Dukakis was.
Dukakis
was head of
left. When did Dukakis leave office?
87, I think.
Yeah, but you're right. The Big Dig is like that's what they used to do back in the day. These just massive projects they would take on to really improve the quality of life for a city or a town or neighborhood or what have you.
And that Big Dig went great. Oops. He's listening to himself.
It's too bad because I want to talk to Justin a little more, but that's all you get today. Yeah, the Big Dig is one of those big projects.
Dig was big.
Sure.
Big.
Brian in Rochester, the home of Brother Weeze, who's off the air, by the way. Little
the hell's
Brother
that
Weeze
about?
update. I think he's in. I think there's a little negotiation. Oh, God, who gives a shit about Brother Weeze, right, you asshole? Keep fucking talking. He will continue to fucking talk because he doesn't understand what the hell's going on today.
Hold on, let's start over.
Holy shit, Brian.
Go ahead, Brian. What were you saying?
Yeah, Robert Moses took on politics
you're
in
boring
New
me.
York and basically.
I don't really care what you're saying. You see how this hurts?
New York City?
Yeah, think about all the bridges and the highways. Robert Moses basically transformed New York City from being just a subway taken kind of crowd to people going out to the suburbs and coming back into New York
Well,
City. All those
certain
roadways
people.
and bridges. He
You heard about that, didn't you? Shut up.
Why does the guy talk over everybody?
Just hang up on him.
I would like to just
Hang up
talk
on him.
about Robert Moses.
Brian.
Yeah.
Why won't you listen to us?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm driving and I got like a state trooper behind me, and I'm hoping he's.
I hope he gets pulled over and shot.
I know. Hope he goes to reach for his license and he forgets that it's his gun and he just takes a fucking bullet in the cheek.
Yeah, Robert Moses was an interesting character.
Did you hear that rumor? I don't know if it's rumor, urban legend.
They didn't touch on
about
it
the bridges.
during the documentary. They
no?
didn't touch on it, man.
They put Robert Moses put the parkways on Long Island.
He did. He built most of the bridges in the New York area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He was obsessed with making this a commuter city.
Yeah.
Obsessed with it. And the guy barely drove a car in his entire life. He drove a few times, but he didn't really drive. But he was all about making the highways and the bridges and making people commute into the city just to work. And he didn't believe in New York City as a neighborhood anymore. He just believed in it as a place to make money
work, and then you go out
and get the fuck out.
The Robert Moses bridges, the bridges over the parkways. It's said that he designed them with very low clearance, so that the city buses couldn't drive out to the beaches with undesirables.
I think that's urban legend, by the way.
Full of undesirables.
Because those same like overpasses are the same ones he built originally, and you look at them, buses could fit under them.
Could they?
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know about that on the Southern State.
Oh my God! Some of those bridges, you feel weird being in the right lane because the bridge is arched so much,
right?
That there's like maybe 7 feet of clearance on that.
They didn't touch on that, so I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he was obsessed with building like the highways, and what was interesting because they said there was no stopping him because it's a little too complicated, but he didn't really have to worry about voters.
No.
You know, he got all this power in New York City and was pretty much able to do whatever the fuck he wanted because he didn't have to be reelected.
So that's a good thing.
So like when he was putting in a lot of these highways, that's what I was referring to. He was the one that put these highways through complete neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Destroying not only the neighborhoods because now they're roadways, but destroying the rest of the neighborhood that was able to continue because now it cut off the neighborhood. Now you can't go to the other side because the highway's in the way.
Yep.
And economically, it destroyed the Bronx in particular. Destroyed the Bronx.
Yeah, just cut it off.
And people, like, after a while, hated this guy, but he was never up for any type of election, so he didn't give a shit. They finally...
He's like the Fuhrer.
What was interesting was they finally were able to stop him because the guy, if you know anything about New York City, he wanted a highway. Let's say the 59th Street Bridge, okay? Or maybe even the Long Island Expressway, one of those two. He wanted the highway to continue all the way into Manhattan and cut pretty much right down Broadway all the way down to the financial district. Like a massive 4 to 8 line.
Like a highway.
Yeah.
Instead of just roads.
Right. Which would have destroyed more of the neighborhood feel of Manhattan. And a lot of people had a big time problem with that.
Traffic that would be snarled there. What a douche this guy was.
And then, you know what? The communities finally got together and some community leaders, and they were able to finally stop Robert Moses and say, look, enough is enough. You did some great stuff, but you got to stop with this obsession with highways everywhere.
Wants to just build roads everywhere.
Yeah.
What a nut.
It seemed like he had like the car makers, the car companies in his back pocket.
That's probably
because
a good deal.
cars were just starting to become, you know, a way of life, and people were starting to, you know, understand what a car could do for you. You got to remember, all this is before they built Levittown out in Long Island and built all these, you know,
and there weren't these
neighborhoods.
big interstates going cross country or anything. Little roads that the towns all maintained.
What happened
sometimes
was
they weren't even connected. There would be dirt between.
And the roads that they did have, it was for the privileged. They would take a little Sunday drive and drive, but then all of a sudden, you know, the cars became cheaper and stuff. And this guy's like, I'm going to take advantage of this and make as many highways as possible so more people buy cars and, you know, and then they're building all these great neighborhoods out on Long Island because now people could get to these freaking neighborhoods in their cars. And it was a little suspicious. Like, man, he seems like he made some kind of massive deal with the automakers.
Yeah, build the roads.
I wonder how much
people
money
buy the cars
he was making from those guys, because he was their best friend, man. Robert Moses.
Was he a Jew?
He was a weird dude.
I don't know why I blurt those things out.
That's all right. You can't help yourself. But he was a strange fellow.
Trying to be shocking.
They're calling him the Adolf Hitler of commuting. What happened to Weeze? Yeah, see, people do care. Mike in Albany. Mike.
Yellow.
Mike.
Albany.
Yellow.
Well, he asked what happened to Weeze. I think he's negotiating or something.
So really?
He's been off the air since December 21st. And he's got Super Agent Bob Eat, man. You know, trying to do the right thing for him. So he wanted to come down here for a couple of days and just do some XM with us.
That'd be fun.
He was supposed to come in today or tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't heard from him, so we'll see. Let's go to Rich in Ohio. Rich.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey,
a lot of these older cities like New York and Chicago, they actually built those bridges and stuff like that for the convenience of railroads getting out of the cities. And since then, a lot of these bridges, they can't make them higher and stuff like that. I drive a truck, and what they do is they actually tunnel out the roads under the bridges, make them lower and lower, so stuff like buses and stuff like that, trucks can get in and out of these cities now that they didn't used to be able to.
Right.
And I heard a lot of the construction people that I've worked with say the same type of thing. a lot of these cities, not just New York, were designed inherently, whether it be to keep in desirables out, but to keep truck traffic out, or just they would literally build these cities in a fashion where they control who came and went.
Right. Yeah. The other thing I learned from this documentary, the entire subway system of New York City was built, imagine this, in 4 years. They built all those tunnels in 4 years and put the subway system together.
Like, when was this?
I don't.
1998?
98.
I think it was like late 1800s to very early 1900s, if I'm not mistaken.
Because they pretty much just dug up the roads. They dug big trenches.
But see,
and then put the stuff in, and then covered the top over again.
Yeah, the road is basically the roof of most of the subways. But
and it wasn't like now with traffic the way it is.
Yeah, but you don't really ride the subways. When you're in in a subway, you'll see other subways like going next to you and then dipping way down. I mean, the tunnel system is pretty freaking involved. It's not just one tunnel that's only a few feet underground. These things go all over the place. And they did it in 4 years. Can you imagine any massive project being done in 4 years?
No.
And then the other thing New York came up with, my New York knowledge, obviously, but the fare for the subway. You know, before that, any type of train system, whatever, you had to pay according to how far you were going.
Yeah.
And New York was pretty much the first system where they had one fare, which was a nickel for like 50 years or something like that.
A nickel?
You could go anywhere in the system for a nickel, right? And I'm thinking, wow, this is kind of cool and all. But if you really pay attention to this documentary, it was all about, the rich people in New York wanting to keep like the poor people away from them. That's
for a nickel?
Well, this is what they did.
How poor were they?
No. Think about this though. Like let's say you lived far away, you'd be able to afford a subway ride into New York City. So you would think the rich people would live far away and the poor people would live very close to Manhattan because everybody wanted to work in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? New York City, because it was about this rich mentality, they're like, you know what? If we make the freaking fare 5 cents, all the poor people could live way far away where we don't have to deal with them. They could come in and do all the horrible jobs for us. And the rich people will be able to continue living in New York City among the rich. That's why they did that.
I like it.
So that's why you got all the really, kind of the poorer neighborhoods on the outskirts, because they could afford the cheap, subway fare to come into New York.
Do you think I'd be well received at a public meeting or the MTA? I said, I want to make the fares a nickel. And they said, why? I said, to keep out the you-know-what. I just sat down.
Hear. They'd be applauding back then.
Let's say hi to Brent in Louisiana. Brent.
Hey. Huey P. Long, he was one of those master politicians. He was able to build bridges north of Baton Rouge to keep certain ships from going under them. So he keep all that big river and traffic down in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And then, two guys built a toll bridge to the North Shore, and then he went and built a free bridge and bought it out from under for pennies on the dollar.
Wow. There you go. Good old Huey Long.
Who knew the bridge business was so competitive?
Yeah, no cutthroat. Let's go to Tom in
I'll
D.C.
build a bridge lower than you. I'll tunnel it. All right.
I'm going to make mine free. You'll kill me.
I'll dry up the water. They can walk. Fucking assholes bridge people are. I hate you if you work for a bridge. Fucking thieves. All I want to do is get from one side of the fucking pond to the other.
Yeah.
And you just have to deep dick us.
Help me out here.
I know. Sorry, we're not aquatic creatures. Fish don't do that. They don't put water across the land and then charge other fish. Motherfuckers.
You could blame Robert Moses for the tolls, by the way. He came up with that idea to pay for the stuff, and at the time they said, "Hey, when these things are paid off, no more tolls." But
that's the old gag.
Somehow there was a loophole, and once again, because he wasn't a politician, he was able to put this system in place, and it's now way too late to go backwards and try to figure that one out.
They bankrupt themselves, I think, and when they need the money.
That's why they use it as pretty much a way to raise taxes. It's a tax. Jersey's going through it right now. Jersey. This Corzine in there, he figures he's going to increase the tolls on every toll in Jersey, 50% a year for 10 years.
Their Jersey is expensive.
Jersey's going to get insane, and they said this is not something we want to do. It's a necessity, and it's better than raising taxes because a lot of people that use these highways are from out of state. So it's them paying, and it is bullshit.
That's complete bullshit. Have you been on the New
People
Jersey
in Jersey?
Turnpike? It's everybody commuting.
Yeah.
It's insane on a regular basis, and all I see is New Jersey, the freaking place. Is he talking about New Yorkers being out of state? That's a technicality.
Exactly.
And Pennsylvania, that's a technicality. It's all one big area.
Yep.
You want to put a toll at the actual cement divider and just charge anybody that rams into it. Fucking asshole with no seatbelt.
No seatbelt douche.
Fuck you and your tolls. Why don't you pay him? You don't practice what you preach.
No.
Why don't you pay him for the next 10 years?
It gets really expensive.
Yeah, let's say hi. We're gonna move on to other things, but this got the phones ringing. So, Tom in DC, what's up?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Just see if I can bring this around. I think we're done as a country because of the local residents. We got a drawbridge here in D.C., the Woodrow Wilson Bridge that was built in the 60s. It was falling apart. And I was like, okay, great. Let's build a Throgs Neck, a Whitestone or something to make it a grand entrance into D.C. They tore it down, built another drawbridge.
They wouldn't put a big bridge there?
Wouldn't put a big bridge here because of the local residents.
Not the local residents. I mean, they always spice up a news story. They never can believe anything happened.
My favorite with the local residents is when a neighborhood pops up near an airport. They buy a house and then bitch and bitch and bitch about the airport being there. It was there already. The planes are loud. Yes, planes are loud.
Yeah. Guess what? You weren't, rich enough to.
What are you going to do?
To get a better house. That's your
And
problem.
as far as Long Island goes, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
As far as Long Island goes, though, you really can't move anywhere without planes flying over at some point. When they have to. I've noticed my house, when it's foggy out and there's
every plane, right?
when there's low clouds, they have to direct them for some reason closer to my house. And you hear them, at night, sometimes going to sleep, going, oh, holy shit, that one was close.
Jimmy, he's hearing planes now.
No, I do, yes. ME-262s.
Yeah, they're just checking up on you.
Messerschmitts.
They're just checking up on you, making sure this is all bullshit what you spew on the radio. Don't you worry, Anthony. You'll be all right.
Helicopters, black helicopters.
Are Derringer's pistols that people still use?
Yeah, they still have them. I don't know who's using them, but the women put them in their garter. I think they were using the Old West a lot. They're not long-range guns. They're, for putting up against someone's head and pulling the trigger.
All right, let's move on to Jim in Mississippi. Jim?
Hey, this is Jimmy in Mississippi.
What's up, Jim?
Hey, Jim, I got a funny joke for you.
Ooh.
What has 4 eyes and can't see?
I have no idea.
Mississippi! M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. P-P-I.
Can you spell it again, Jimmy?
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. It's Mississippi, has 4 eyes and still can't see.
I think the Jamba Juice people have a surplus of orange juice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's an orangey flavor to my
I don't want fruit
strawberry
juice in
banana.
Mine's thick and laden with fruit and goodness.
What'd you say?
Thick and laden with fruit and goodness.
What'd you say?
Thick and laden with fruit and goodness.
All right, very good, Jim.
I got a joke for you.
Yes.
What's got 4 eyes and can't see, Jim?
I already know.
What's that?
Mississippi.
No, a man with glasses who's been blinded by a drunk driver.
Wow, who saw that coming? Hey, Jim, what do you got?
I just made an observation over the last few days about you guys playing those speeches from Barack Obama.
Yes.
He sounds like The Rock, the wrestler.
Ah. I'm trying to figure out who he was.
The wrestler.
And,
yeah, the wrestler.
And Obama says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the speech that he made at the Iowa caucus after he won or whatever. And he sounds just like The Rock.
Can we get
some clips?
Yeah, let's try to get some Rock clips and that Obama clip that Jim's talking about. Let's see.
Is he Muslim? He is.
He might as well be down
practicing
here,
Muslim.
voting for him down here.
I was nodding at something else.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
Is Barack Obama a practicing Muslim?
Yes. Travis says yes.
Travis says yes.
He would be the second Muslim president.
Well, who was the first?
Taft.
Taft was a Muslim?
Yeah.
Radical, too.
Yeah, radical Muslim.
Yes.
Yeah, look it up.
You wanted to throw dirt on all infidels. They have bombs.
Yeah. Dirt bombs. Jim.
Wait, is he really a practicing Muslim?
I got to tell you something. That bugs me.
Yeah, me too.
That really bugs me. I'm not a fan of that religion.
No.
I'm not a fan of any religion being part of politics, that's for sure. I mean, I don't think Bush's Christian obsession has done... has made the country any better, that's for sure. But that Muslim religion, holy mother of God. You read about that story in, where was it, Canada? A man killed his daughter.
Oh, that's, yep.
Muslim, because she wouldn't wear her traditional fucking cover up the bitch because we can't fucking look at her without popping boners.
Yeah.
Muslim little coveralls.
Yeah.
That they put on. She said, no, I'm young. She was a cute girl. And, killed her.
She was disgracing him.
Yes.
Well, they handle things like that well. I mean, they're very reasonable people.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say they're unreasonable. You'd be called Islamophobic. It's a good religion. It's a non-violent religion.
Is it?
And the fact that there's violence wherever it is a coincidence.
It's a coinky dink. So to have him as a Muslim and the president, I don't know. That bothers me, too.
Just a little bit?
A little bit.
Be probably funny. A lot of bit.
Yeah.
A lot of bit.
A lot of bit. All right, we're going to move on.
Unbelievable tons of amounts of bit.
We got Angry Video Game Nerd reviewer standing by. We love this guy. He seems to be a fan of our show because he has a WoW sticker in some of his videos.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
He, what does he do? He takes the old video games that a lot of us played growing up.
Yep.
And he now plays them in the year 2008.
Yeah.
First time I got that right, by the way. And he shows you how ridiculous the game is.
Reviews him.
But
very nostalgic, kind of. The guy's funny. He just lets loose with his bad language.
Yeah, it's his bit, man. He found his little niche on YouTube. And in this one, before we talk to him live, he reviews Dragon's Lair. From the original Nintendo. Did you play Dragon's Lair?
Game sucked ass.
You remember it?
Sure.
Ooh, OJ.
The OJ.
OJ. Ooh, food. Cool. I don't remember this game. I remember the name.
I remember
Do you remember what you had to do?
No.
No? All right.
I just remember it.
Dude, I got a piss, too.
I'm the one with the stupid cartoony guy.
Huh?
I really got a piss.
Yeah, I do, too. And take over.
Okay. Where's the button?
Well, we don't. We just take calls or something.
All righty.
We'll be right back.
Thank you. But I'll stay right here.
Do like a political show.
A political show? Can't do that while you guys piss. And we just went through a bunch of politics.
We keep
I'll
them
figure
under
something
control.
out.
Anthony by himself. This could be scary.
I'll figure something out. Hi. It's just Anthony taking your call. Oh, that guy, who cares? Huge pipeline on Long Island. I don't want to talk about that. The Obama thing. I'll continue with that a little bit. Keep a safe subject. Me talking about Obama. It just gets me a little nervous, him being a Muslim, because I think it'll attract other Muslims to the United States. And I don't think he'd be as apt to get rid of them, even the extremist Muslims, as would somebody who's more of a Christian, even a Jew. I wouldn't mind seeing a Jewish president first before a Muslim, that's for sure. At least you're going to get maybe the economy back in order. Because, the money handling, it's a talent. It's a math, accounting, things like that. Hi, Rob from New Jersey. Can we take a call from Rob from New Jersey?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Look it up on his bio. He's not a practicing Muslim. He's a practicing Christian.
Oh, is he? Where
Look
did
it up.
where did the Muslim thing come in?
His dad was born in Kenya or something. His Muslim. His mom's from Kansas.
And so when he was raised, was he a Muslim? and then switched to Christianity?
I don't think so, but look it up. I'm not sure that much sure.
Right, I heard you look it up. Don't worry, we'll look it up. But I want to know if he spent any time as a Muslim.
Well, did he convert to Christianity?
His stepfather is Muslim. What the?
What do we got? What do we got, Travis?
Travis, were you selling me a bill of false goods?
No. As a child, he went to a Christian school and a Muslim school. And
how could you do that?
Then as a teenager, apparently he converted to Christianity.
Oh, all right.
I don't think he practices either one, though.
As a teenager, he converted. See, that doesn't make... I don't believe any of that. I don't believe that.
I'm telling you what I know.
By the way...
I know he smoked the weed.
Oh, yeah.
Someone is, calling you crazy again, Ant. No surprise.
I'm used to it now.
At this point, you should be, right?
Yeah.
PJ?
Crazy like a fox.
From Philly. PJ from Philly. Who,
like saying that.
Who's not part of the Philly crew, because I don't know anything about him. Anthony, you're a fucking retard. You think that if Obama gets in, he's going to entertain Osama bin Laden. Go screw.
Did I say that, or did I say perhaps if a Muslim president was in office, that he would be more sympathetic to Muslims, whether they're a little fanatic or not?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't think, we'd be on our guard like we are now.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing. I like profiling, too. Thank you.
Here's the angry video game nerd. So it's Dragon's Lair. He's reviewing this. These videos, of course, if you don't know by now, are all over YouTube. We love this guy.
Dragon's Lair. The adventures of Dirk the Daring, who has to rescue a princess from a dragon. Alright, my first impression is that the graphics are quite good for the NES and the character animation is well detailed, but the controls are delayed beyond belief. Did I just die by walking into the door? Yeah, everything kills you. Literally, everything. Even if you stop to jump, you end up falling through the bridge. Okay, I'm gonna try to kill this bat, and there I go, dead. What the? Why can't I duck? I just want to duck down and throw my daggers at the dragon, but no, it doesn't let you duck. Have you ever played a game where the basic controls differ depending on which side of the screen you're standing on?
Is that true?
Yeah. This game, it's completely different from the arcade version. Like, the arcade was like Laserdisc based, and it was this, it was a cartoon basically, and it was kind of like, depending on what depending on what decisions you make, it turns out a different way. Well, obviously you couldn't put that on Nintendo, couldn't handle that, so they made it this shitty side scroller that was just an abomination.
That game sucked in the arcade.
Yeah.
It people were all psyched about it because it looked like great for the time because it was a cartoon.
Right.
It was a cartoon.
And it was a time where you walked into the arcade and, it was that game. And then next to things like Galaga, and Miss Pac-Man.
Space Invaders. So you'd look at it and go, wow, that looks great. But all you were really doing is he would do something. They'd show a cartoon clip, and it was a video, and then he'd kind of stop, and you'd have to click on a right door or straight ahead or a left door, and there he would go.
Yeah.
And it would be a whole nother scene. They were like cutscenes.
Sure.
You were directing cutscenes.
You had to memorize exactly what to do and keep throwing quarters in because there was no rhyme or reason to whether down saved your life or left saved your life.
No.
So, you would just have to make a decision, and then you had a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right.
The game sucked ass.
All right, let's play some more of this.
And this is bleep because I thought we were going to get to it on the other side. So.
Oh, that's why someone's saying much funnier if it's not bleeped.
Yeah, I didn't think
we thought we were going to play it over there. Sorry, our fault.
Another problem is that the dragon doesn't come up high enough to be able to hit with your dagger unless you're squatting, but when you're squatting, the dragon stays below the bridge. It literally reacts to your every move. So, what do? Do you stand? Do you duck? Either way, you're The decisions to make in this game are similar to if, say, you're standing in a pool full of all the way up to your neck. Then somebody comes in with a bucket full of to dump on your head. Do you duck down under the or do you just stay up and take on the This game is like a cruel joke that you play on your friends. It's like, hey, you want to play a game? Here you go.
That was a swimming pool full of piss.
And then the bucket of shit. You go under in the piss.
Everyone's screaming about the beefs. We really thought we were playing on the first half of the show.
We know.
Give us one break, will ya?
You know what else is bull? Everything kills you with only one hit. The dragon, the fireball, the moat, the door. But the bat just takes away a tiny bit of life from your life bar. Yeah, that's right. You have a life bar. I didn't even notice. But what's the point? Because everything that hits you, it kills you instantly. I can guarantee that the only way you're going to die from this bat is if you stand absolutely still and just wait. I've clocked it. It takes 1 minute and 13 seconds for this bat to drain your energy. That's 11 hits.
By the way, unfortunately I don't have my voice to do this right, but Joe T, hopefully my voice will be back soon. Joe T from Detroit, he lingers longer. He writes, dude, what the fuck? They're censoring XM. Copy, paste, blind CC, blind CC, blind CC. Fucking Joe T, you rock. And finally, one more clip. We're going to get him on the phone, right? We're going to get him on the phone right now? Cool.
God damn it, man! This game, man. Jesus Christ, I'd rather a grizzly bear while shoving King Kong up my. I'd rather stand in the middle of a ring of monkeys as they pelt me to death with their own. Man, this game to hell, living the damnation of mankind.
So I was really playing on the fact that it would be played on the other side. So.
You were adding a few of your own bleeps, were you?
Well, no, I was just picking choice cuts.
Going inside the radio a little bit. Going inside
For anybody
the show.
who wanted to know, he would rather 69 a grizzly bear and shove King Kong up his ass.
Oh, what is that?
That's the game.
Oh, look how awful it is.
What a faggot dragon. It's breathing fucking smoke in the wrong direction.
And look at this stupid controller. You forget how dumb that Nintendo controller was.
My God, did games suck? What the hell were we doing?
Yeah, this episode is quite long. It's goes on for 13 minutes, but he goes on to explain that this opening scene is so ridiculously hard, and it's only the first screen.
What's so hard about
it? Just getting across the drawbridge.
Yeah, because the controls are so awkward, and everything takes so much time to respond, and it's just a terrible game. It was just another excuse for these game companies to rip off the kids who actually, kind of like the original game from the arcade.
The door killed them.
Yeah. So, they get their parents to, plop down $50-$60 on a game that they think is going to be like the arcade, and then they come home, plop it in their Nintendo, and this is what they get.
Yeah, and the dragon, like you said, if you duck, the dragon ducks out of view, and then when you stand up, he kills you. So.
Oh, my God.
That sucks.
We got Angry Video Game Nerd on the phone. Angry Game Video Nerd, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
It's Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, and a bunch of other guys. How are you? I said that already.
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, watched some of your work. I loved it. I mean, it's nostalgic, brings back memories of playing some of these shitty games, and you got quite the take on it. It's not just like you're reviewing these things, but you're kind of passionate about it.
Yeah, you got a great way about you as you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So what? You played these shitty games when you were younger?
Yeah.
And decided you were gonna just put them up there and talk about how crappy they were.
Yeah, like the first one I did, it was just some little joke, and just some stupid thing I did, and I thought it was just funny. Like the whole joke was like, who would care about all these old games? And little did I know it gained this huge following, and everybody was like, this is hilarious, you got to do more. And so I started doing more and more and more, and then I started finding all these games I never even heard of, and then learning about them as I'm reviewing them, and it's been fun.
What was the first game you reviewed?
The first one was Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. It was actually a classic game. It's in the Castlevania franchise, but there was just lots of flaws in it, lots of things that were just really weird. So it was a good one to start with.
My favorite was probably Top Gun. Was really a good one. You ripped the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Top Gun one, I was watching some of these last night, and I was taking a look at the Power Glove one that you reviewed.
Yeah.
And the best part about the Power Glove one is that he's playing the thing was impossible to use, but he's playing Top Gun.
What was the Power Glove?
It was this awful. To be perfectly honest, it really reminds me of what the Wii is now. It was basically this just infrared sensor that you'd wear on your hand and try to control the game with this shitty glove. And he actually landed the plane in Top Gun with the Power Glove.
After he couldn't land it with the controller ever. It was just impossible to land that fucking plane on the carrier. And also, Back to the Future was another great one. The dumbest friggin' additions in that game that had nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah, like most of the games I do are NES games or movie-based games.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's fun to compare the movies with the games, and it's like, where did they come up with these ideas? Like
the bowling balls.
Yeah, the bowling balls.
It's like, what the hell does that have to do?
Yeah.
Now, what are you playing now? Do you actually play games now? Like new games?
I try to, but I'm too occupied with just playing crappy games. It'd be nice to play some good games here and there. Well, yeah, I play some Wii games. Like I played like the new Zelda, Twilight Princess.
Jeez.
But and now I've sort of become a collector. So I have the old, I have the Intellivision, ColecoVision, the Atari 2600, and all that.
Yeah, you've had to get all these platforms and the games themselves. Where do you find this shit?
Yeah, a lot of times, sometimes it's eBay, and I have a PayPal donation on my site, so people donate. And some people actually donate directly. Like, I give out a P.O. box address on request. So some people have actually sent me games. And so I get, lots of stuff in the mail. I get, stuff I never heard of. I once mentioned in a video that I didn't have a Sega Saturn. And next thing, I got 4 of them in the mail.
Of course you did. They've been sitting in a box for the last 10 years in an attic. It's no surprise.
That thing sucked. I got the Sega Genesis and then the add-on.
The 32X?
Yeah.
CD?
The Sega CD. And, was that awful. They made it look like it was going to be so cool. There was that one game where you went into the sewers, and you're kind of racing around, and it just turned into a turn right, turn left.
Yeah. It's pushed, when the arrows appear.
Yeah, the arrows appeared, and you had to push the button near the arrow, and then it would turn into another, what amounted to a cutscene.
Yeah.
Like another Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, another Dragon's Lair. Bullshit.
Hey, you've played a lot of these old video games by now. Which is the worst one so far?
Oh, man. Well, my second review was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think I still stand by that really is one of the worst games I've ever played. Because back then you don't really, take into account how bad they are. You just, you play them, and that's really all there was. But Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I remember, even back then was bad. And if it was bad back then, it's bad.
What was bad about it?
It doesn't really make any sense, basically. You're just walking, and then all of a sudden, lightning strikes, and you're dead. And that's it. That's pretty much the game. It's like, you put it in for 10 seconds, and you're done.
But what are you supposed to do?
I've never really... I think there are, explanations. Some people have actually found out, what you're supposed to do. And you can read all about it.
Yeah.
On the internet, but...
Back then, no one cared about, what the games were about. They just wanted to pump out games... And they were awful. None of them really made much sense.
Well, it was the cool factor that you could actually do this at home.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really matter. Yeah. They didn't really have to put a lot of thought into the actual game. Because remember, there's a lot of us out there that remember playing Pong and thinking that was the coolest thing ever. So,
yeah. Well, it was for a little while.
You go from Pong to some of these other games that had no point. They look cool as hell, and that's all that mattered.
I like the franchises that are still out there, and you compare the two, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It looks hysterical in its first generation. The frame rate was ridiculous. You'd go to turn the plane, and it wouldn't turn, so you'd keep the joystick over, and then you realize it's going to turn 5 seconds later, and you're upside down, and then you try to turn it back, And now you look now at the new Flight Simulator from Microsoft, and it's just the graphics are amazing. It looks photorealistic. Wow. But yeah, that franchise just kept going, and actually, I remember playing that first one though, and thinking, "Oh, this is so cool! It's really like flying a plane."
And now you look back on what was I thinking?
Yeah,
right?
it's a joke.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to mention, you also review the porn games. There was a time where the porn games became pretty hot. There were a lot of them out there. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Atari 2600 was an interesting case. I mean, it was like the console that put, games in like the pop culture, but they would just, well, for one thing, there was just endless supply of games on Atari because Atari didn't need to approve any of the games that were made for it, that like anybody could just make an Atari game and sell it, as long as, if you have the technical. Yeah, like today, people are still making like homemade Atari games here and there. But back then, like, there would just be all this ridiculous stuff, like all these porn games, and like there was like the horror games, like there was like Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you see like a head get decapitated, and there's like little pixelated blood comes out, and back then that was shocking. That was like unheard of. So like they wouldn't be able to sell it, and they'd have to like take it off the shelves and like only give it out like on a request basis, like people come in and ask for it, like they have it hidden behind the counter.
Yeah, I saw that Halloween review that you did, and the game was so homemade that they didn't even have art like for a sticker to put on the console, to put on the cartridge itself. So it was just like a peel-off sticker, and someone wrote with like marker Halloween.
Like they ran out of labels, so they actually wrote on it with a marker.
The funny one was what was it, the Indian raping, the cowboy
Custer's
oh yeah, well, you had to rape the Indian squaw,
right? And there was sperm flying from the sky
against a cactus.
Against a cactus, right? That one was hilarious.
Yeah, the jizz eater one, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh yeah, where you like
beat him and eat him.
Beat him and eat him, right?
Yeah, it was like jizz was shooting out.
Yeah.
And then there was the other version.
Yeah,
there was the other one where the whore was squirting titty milk off of the building.
Oh, that's right. You had to avoid the titty milk.
It was the same game with the gender reversed.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were the most deceiving boxes ever. Because on the outside of the box, it looked so cool that you wanted to play it. And then you'd play the game and realize it was some side-scrolling, like, just piece of shit.
And they would always make these ridiculous claims on the box that you would know, like, where were they getting it from? Like, in one of James's reviews for Rocky for the Sega Master System, it says on the cover, it just says, double the mega power.
Yeah.
And you're like, of what?
Double the mega power.
What? Of Rocky?
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I never found out the answer to that one.
Oh, man.
James, are you ever going to review one of my favorite consoles of all time, the TurboGrafx 16?
What? Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Ooh.
What is that?
I don't know which game, though, but...
they were all pretty terrible, so I think anyone you pick... Well, yeah, it was one of the first 16-bit consoles, so I remember when it came out, I wanted to be cooler than all my friends, and I screamed, I was like, Dad, I gotta have a TurboGrafx 16. The ads were all, in every magazine, they all look so cool, and I finally got it for, I think, my birthday that year, and it was the shittiest console ever.
So disappointing when you would get a shitty
cool
game.
About it, though, was that they had, like, the games were, like, on these little, like, memory card sort of things, so they were, like, they weren't, like, cartridges, and they weren't CDs, they were just these little cards, and you could just you can store a lot of them because they're so small.
Yeah, it's kind of like a giant memory stick sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had the Atari was it the 800 computer, and I played Star Raiders. That one was a cool game back in like the early 80s. Oof.
Yeah.
Play Star Raiders. It was it looked really cool, and they didn't have to do much, just make a star field, so that didn't take much as far as graphics go, and it was kind of a first-person thing, which was pretty cool. Aside from looking at side-scrolling, like, fucking pixels.
Oh, side-scrolling sucked. I was at Atari.
I never had any of the Atari computers. They have the Atari Jaguar, which was like one of their last efforts.
Yeah, the Jaguar.
I was old school Atari, and you had to become an electrician to play the games because the stupid joystick would break so many times. You'd replace it, and then that got expensive, so you started taking the thing apart and try to, fix it yourself.
Or just stick a pen in there. If the thing broke off, you stick a pen in there. And
now, this was more breaking the connection, so like all of a sudden you can't go right anymore, so then you're a kid, you're like, maybe I could like beat the game by not going right. I don't know, I'll try to figure this out.
I remember my uncle had ColecoVision, and that was like one of the first video game consoles I was exposed to. I remember the joystick. It looked like a cell phone. Like, it had all these buttons. There was a pound sign on it, and I never played a game where I had to use the fucking pound sign. And I to this day, I still have no idea what you use those buttons for.
Hey, sometimes it was hard just to get the game to start on like the ColecoVision because you're supposed to hit some number combination or something. I don't know.
All right.
What's that?
Hey, Chad from Jersey writes, ask him about the Bible games he reviewed. Are there Bible games out there?
Yeah, actually, it was kind of the same deal with, you know how like, third-party software, companies would start making games for a system, but like, for Atari, like they did all the porn games, but Nintendo had more of a would put their foot down on that sort of thing. But there was still a company called Color Dreams. I think they changed it to Wisdom Tree, and they were making all these like Christian games, but they were like illegal because they were being made for the Nintendo when they weren't supposed to be. So they made all these Bible games, and there was like there's Bible Adventures, which has like 3 games in it, and there's one is it's like Noah, and you're just like carrying the animals to the ark, and then there's one where you're like trying to carry baby Moses, and then the most ridiculous thing though of all was you remember Wolfenstein, like with the first person shooter game?
Yeah.
Well, they took the same engine for that game, and they made a Noah game out of it on the Super Nintendo. It's called Super Noah's Ark 3D. And you're basically Noah going around in an ark just shooting a bunch of goats. And it's weird because, like, wasn't Noah supposed to bring, like, 2 of each animal? Like, why? Like a whole bunch of murderous goats.
That's ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous.
And I like the production value of your reviews have really stepped up in some of the more recent months. Have you gotten sponsored by game trailers?
Yeah. I mean, the first ones, like, I was, it was just sort of one thing I do. Like, I'm a movie buff and, indie filmmaker, but that was just, like, one little thing I did as a joke. But since then, as this thing has just kept getting more and more popular, I've been putting more into them. But I also do them really quickly. Like, I pretty much, on average, put one out every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I do them really quickly, but, as much as I can with the time, I definitely try to step it up as much as I can.
You got a regular job?
Yeah, I mean it's all kind of like all freelance stuff. So I just do a bunch of different things. I'm an editor for dvideography.com, and I have a DVD out, so you can buy the Angry Nerd DVD at screwattack.com.
At what.com?
Screwattack.com.
Screw Attack.
And yeah.
Okay.
And your website is
cinemassacre.com,
correct?
Yeah, my personal site is cinemassacre.com. That's Cinema and Massacre put together. You can watch all the videos on GameTrailers.com, and you can see the nerd site at angryvgnerd.com, and that's where you can see an updated list of all the nerd videos up to date.
Are you still the 9th most subscribed video channel on YouTube?
It's at 8 now.
Nice.
Oh,
hey, look at that!
Nice.
You found
Working
a nice
your
niche
way
for
up.
yourself.
You certainly did.
All right. Well, we've been meaning to talk to you for a while because your videos have definitely been entertaining all of us.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah.
So
you play Call of Duty?
Call of Duty? No, I actually played a little bit, but no, I haven't really gotten to go into that much yet.
It rocks.
You should try to review some of the newer games just for a goof.
Oh yeah.
And try to find something ridiculous about them.
Oh, there are some bad ones out there.
Or we might have to wait 20 years and then and then they'll look ridiculous.
Yeah, like in the Christmas Carol video I just did, it's like I do like the 3 ghosts, Christmas Past and all that, and I go to the future and I'm an old man playing the Wii, So maybe when that actually happens, I'll really start doing it. If I'm still doing this thing, then...
The we.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling our show today, sir.
All right, thanks for having me.
And continued success. Plug one of the many websites one more time. Which one you want to plug the most?
Which one I want to plug? Gee. Well, I guess watch the videos on Game Trailers.
Game Trailers,
That's where
okay.
they're at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, James, thank you so much. Continued success for you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, there he goes, James. The
Video
angry
game
video game nerd.
He's into his video games, you know.
What's wrong?
Just saying. Into his video games. Not the most talkative guy when he's not on the...
I had a feeling that was going to happen, too, because every time I had to talk to him on the phone, I would try to have a dialogue, and he would just be like, okay.
Yeah, Danny really piggybacked that one, I gotta say.
Like when he talks on his reviews, he's really, he's going at it.
Very animated.
Yeah, and that's what was so surprising to me because, he's so outgoing and, creative with these videos. You figured he would just be able to spew out anything without a problem. And then you get
like, so, the video game, and you reviewed that, you reviewed that one, and it was pretty slow-moving and stuff. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, at least he wasn't, confrontational.
Yeah, that would have been a little awkward.
When you're a radio host and you ask a pretty involved question and the answer is yeah, it puts you in a weird position.
Because, you need a little more time to think up the next question.
Right.
So when you just get a you kind of go, I should have had another question.
We still like James.
I'm gonna
might have been a little nervous.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check out some of his, because I know he's done other interviews, with websites and stuff like that, but I think he might have just been intimidated because of the show.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's a fan. He might have just been scared.
Very good. Hey, we're going to turn this whole thing around after the break.
Turn it around.
We really are.
Keep your chin up.
We got episode 2 of The Mad Scientist and Epstein.
Oh, well.
And can we talk about Jack Rhodes?
Jack Rhodes.
Jack Rhodes.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a sin. People don't know who Jack Rhodes is.
Sin.
We're going to find out who Jack Rhodes is next.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
How about a hint?
Where's my hat?
Oh.
Is that really a good hint?
You bet your bottom dollar it is.
All right. Are you guys having fun out there?
Yeah, what the hell's going on out there?
It's a real party.
Yeah.
Danny, see what they're about. See if they got anything for the show today.
Sure.
There's 4 of them just sitting there staring at us.
Yeah, they're just like...
like we're a fucking PBS documentary.
Oh, she's just waving.
Hi, miss.
She was just flirting with us, sir. You might want to smack her for that. I don't know.
Jeez.
You guys go out or something? Kinda? Sorta?
Oh, that's your boyfriend?
Wishy-washy? Well, thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. We're going to find out who Jack Rhodes is next, and we do episode 2 of The Mad Scientist and Epstein.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to say Stein.
Oh.
Epstein.
Does it really matter?
They're adamant.
Yes.
That is
I couldn't care less.
Epstein.
Thank you. Thanks
Maybe
with me. Epstein. First episode, there was a lot of things going up someone's butt. Epstein's butt or the mad scientist? I don't know.
Steve.
What?
It's going up Steve's butt. Let's just...
my butt.
Oh, by the way, I got an email from Steve. I think, did a lot of us get the email from Steve about where he shaved his beard?
No, that was just you.
All right, we'll do that after the break, too. Opie and Anthony.
Jeez.
It's Flea Man from Westchester. I love Jim Norton because of his brutal honesty, his hilarious commentary on society, and that he likes to kill, rape, and eat people and admits it.
You have any fantasies about Jim?
I'd like to be in between him and Rich Voss and have them flip a coin to decide who fucks me. Fucks me. Fucks me. Fucks me.
Opie and Anthony.
It's Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, and Ralphie May in studio.
Hello.
What's up, Ralphie?
Oh, man. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody!
Good morning, the snipers on Pal Talk.
Broadcasting live from the Big Apple with Ralphie May. Where are you going to be? Bananas?
Yeah, I'm at Bananas this weekend in Poughkeepsie and Hasbrook Heights.
And
then next week I'm at the South Beach Comedy Festival with Jeffrey Ross.
Very cool. And you were saying, just as you were sitting down, that you're a little tired. You only had, 4 hours sleep because you got a colicky? Or a colicky? Or how do you say that?
A cowlicky, baby.
A cowlicky.
His hair is like in a little
She does look like Bob's big boy. She does. She's got the curls. She's only got one puff of hair. She's got colicky because she's traveling. And so she's
keeping you up
giving me
at night.
static.
What does colic do?
It's a catch-all. It's not really a basic thing. It's usually just gas, but where they cry like incessantly.
Really?
Yeah, and you give her gas medicine, and you walk her, and you burp her, and she falls asleep, and it's
like when a
for
horse has
like
colic.
5 minutes, and then bam, it comes again.
How close do you get to hitting her?
Not her
I'm
at
not
all.
saying actually hitting, but
No.
but the thought of holy
Shaking.
shit.
Shake the baby.
Yeah, how about a shake?
I hear if you
not a
turn the
shaker.
baby
I'm not a
upside
shaker
down
or a
and
smother
shake
or
the
a-
shit out of it, it'll fart and...
How
You're
close
right.
have
If you
you
shake that hard,
just shake.
How close have you come to muffling? Are you a muffler? You're not a hitter, you're not
I'm
a shaker,
fat.
are
I'm
you a
always
muffler?
close to muffling something, I mean, a titty could rub over and take the breath out of it. There's always that danger when you're fat. Yeah, she's awesome. But, man, it's the last just couple days. I mean, usually she gives us like 8 hours sleep. She's perfect. But
That's
then,
very
man,
good.
the last,
Hey, we got lots to do. We got this thing, Ralph. You're going to love it. Steve and Sam present The Mad Scientist and Epstein.
Epstein.
Hey, where's the first episode?
Our staff likes making characters. They like character-based comedy shtick. And this one, we listened to part 1, and apparently one of the characters, I'm not sure which is which, or what, likes having things pounded up their ass.
You got the scientist inventing everything, and then what? His assistant is pounding?
Yes. The scientist invents the thing.
Yeah, they'll explain.
And they only have one
give you the whole
prototype.
they get behind the scenes of the whole thing.
Sam's best to explain.
No. I am the inventor. And he's Epstein.
You're the inventor.
Of course he's the one shoving
couldn't
shit
tell.
up his ass.
I couldn't tell who was who.
The inventor,
also known as the Mad Scientist.
He was the Mad Scientist, but he's not necessarily crazy because he's a good guy.
But it's called the Mad Scientist. And
it's a working title.
Okay.
That's just the pilot. Basically, he creates inventions that will benefit society greatly. And while he just has the one prototype, he shows his assistant, Epstein, who is a large, well-groomed guy who wears a Captain Caveman outfit that's too short for him, and sits on the floor, picking up his testicles and then dropping them again.
Right, which we get more of in episode 2.
Good, because in episode 1 I wasn't getting any of that.
We fleshed this out more in episode 2, so we have a lot more sound design in this
Sam,
one.
you
so
learned from Steve, by the way, because this is like how Steve explained Ramon back in the day.
Well, we put a lot of thought into these characters to make sure that they were substantial.
You've got to have backstory, even if it's a little
Yeah.
crazy.
By the way, before we play episode 1 again, I get an email from Steve. Jump in anytime, Ralph.
Is he trying to book Jack Rhodes?
I'm
That's
shocked.
okay, I'm just saying.
The wonderment. It's full of anticipation and hearing everything up his butt and dropping testicles.
Most of us have noticed that Steve grew a massively full beard in like 3 days, right?
Yes.
Everyone remembers the huge beard he had.
Wow.
He got rid of the beard yesterday. And he writes me an email, and he goes, I wish I still had it.
I got it. Hold on.
You have the exact one?
Scroll.
Because it was just creepy how you wrote this. Let me see if I can find it.
I was asking...
Scroll. More scrolling and scroll.
I'm about to read. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I said I just shaved my beard in a gas station bathroom. What a fucking creep I am.
Why? There was no one on the other side of the hole?
Yeah, right?
I was in there for hours waiting.
He was pretty. He was trying to make himself more pretty because it wasn't working the other way.
I swear, I shave with a wide stance. That's the only reason.
I had just got
Funny thing, nobody here likes bears.
My ass and ball, and so I figured, why not shave my
In a
beard?
gas station.
Why in a gas station?
A gas station bathroom.
I was going out to dinner with my father last night, and I didn't have enough time to get back home after I had just gotten a haircut and my beard trimmed. And what he didn't do was I didn't get clean shaven after he trimmed my beard, so I had all this stubble underneath, and I looked basically more dirtbaggish than I usually do, which is, semi-dirtbaggish. Anyway, so I had some time to kill before I had to go. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Wow. The best part was the swallow after semi-dirtbaggish.
Yes.
Like you were waiting for someone to jump in. Waiting for someone to jump in to bail you out. Like, you're not dirtbaggish at all.
Yeah. No, that was like, because he was joking, but that was the mental.
Yeah.
He had the timing of a joke, but just none of the ensuing laughter, which is
He's exactly right.
which is more than normal. Moving forward.
Anyway, I had time to kill, so I went to a gas station and got these disposable razors. And believe me, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm contemplating, wow, this is fucking creepy. I'm about to go into a men's room at a fucking gas station in Jersey and shave to make myself look less creepy before I go to dinner. And so I sat there, with this lubricated razor shaving.
Oh, I was going to ask about the lubrication. I was wondering if you were going to use the jizz from the guy that was next to you.
No, I wasn't shaving my tonsils.
It's a good exfoliant.
I like when Steve does a parody of Steve.
Yes. Steve does a good Steve.
We got him so fucked up, man. You're
just adding to the characters that are already there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, I had to clean all this up because I had to get the Fu Manchu back looking nice, because the full beard, as predicted, got really fucking itchy, and I started to see all the gray hairs.
Your beard is very complicated.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of work to keep that up.
It is. And I
got all sorts of angles there.
I was directing my my barber, and he was just like, "How do I want it?" So I was showing him my license photo, and I was like, "No, see how it's like this," and we got
like this.
And I'm just it's a lot more work than really needs to be done by anybody. But I do it.
All right, cool. So back to the mad scientist and Epstein. Go ahead. So are we ready to play episode 1? Did you guys?
We've established. I mean,
okay.
That's the longest establishment I've ever heard in my life. Just a quick question, Steve. Do you own one shirt with sleeves? One shirt.
Yeah, I wore it yesterday.
Mesh.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I wore a shirt with sleeves yesterday. It was new.
It was mesh.
It was mesh.
You look like shorts. Of course. You do like showing off your arms.
I do.
To other men.
I do.
Yeah.
His tats. His big arms and his tats.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say. I just agree.
Ralphie, he shaves his entire body. He does. And
God, I'm glad I'm not hairy. If I had to do that, you know how long
are
that
you
would take.
shaving something every single day? And I'm not even talking. Let's keep your face out of it, because most guys have to get a shave done every day on the face.
No,
but besides that, are you shaving?
You have to say if there's a cock in the room.
Do you shave every day? Is there a part of your body you're shaving constantly?
No, every other day, probably.
Your arms?
It's usually arms.
Legs?
No. I nared my legs once. It was the worst experience that I friggin'... I wanted to see if I was getting any more vascular definition in my legs from all the friggin' workouts I was doing.
Is that what you told yourself?
How hairy are you that you can't see muscle
and you can see muscles better through pantyhose.
No, I'm Italian and Lebanese.
Italian and Lebanese? Oh, God. Y'all
How
are
hairy are you?
Extremely.
You can't see muscle development unless you shave? Steve, come on.
It's awful.
Let's see how hairy your leg is.
Teen Wolf.
Well, now it's still growing back.
All right, this is...
Oh, my God.
Here's Steve's hairy leg.
Oh, man.
You can see muscle development through that.
You can a little, but I wanted to see if the veins were popping
That's
out.
barely hairy.
This guy's obsessed with his body.
And, well, dude, you spend enough time being completely overweight and insecure, and you go in the other direction very quickly once you get.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Look at Ralphie.
Steve was giant.
From Ralphie.
Steve was gigantic. Steve was gigantic.
I used to weigh 400 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Wait, how much you weigh, Ralphie?
I'm under 400. Kick ass.
Are you really?
I'm about 392.
Yeah, he was.
How big were you at your
400?
That's half.
During the Foundry years.
That was probably when I was at my heaviest. That was 400 plus, 405 probably.
Wow,
at that
congratulations.
Point, at that point, it's truck stops.
What do you weigh now?
250, 245.
And you guys had the same surgery, right, Ralph?
I guess I had the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass.
Yeah, it was. Mine was a vertical banded gastroplasty. So, like some
variation
Some
thereof.
variation of the same surgery, yes.
Are you still losing?
Yeah.
So do you feel better? Because you've lost a lot of weight. Like, do you feel a lot better?
I feel so much better. My knees feel better. My hips, my ankles, my feet.
How much have you lost?
Since I had the surgery, 250 pounds. When I did last comic, I was around 650.
Come on.
What do you want to get down to?
I want to buy clothes in the mall. That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Do what?
Buy clothes in the mall other than socks and shoes and a hat. That's all I've ever been able to buy in a mall.
Well, how much do you want to weigh? What would you say? Would you want to get down to what? If you're like, what are you now? Like you said, you're under 4. What's that mean? 390?
Yeah, 390.
So would you want to get down to 200?
I'd love to be down to 200. And you know what? As soon as I get this stupid plantar fasciitis thing, we're fixed on my
what's
foot.
that?
It's like the ripping of the tendon at the bottom of your foot.
Ow!
And then it heals up and it shrinks and it feels like it rips every morning. It feels like. As soon as I get that done, I'm taken care of. I'm back fully. I'm just swimming right now, doing a water aerobics and stuff like that.
Oh, no more underwater footage, Ralphie.
No. I swear to God.
My God.
I apologize to everybody, and you're absolutely right. It was horrific. It
You
looked like
should punch
SeaWorld.
everybody that put that Celebrity Fit
They
Club
used it
together.
as a promo for.
Oh boy,
I know,
did
for
they!
years.
They did not do
they ran
right
it the
by
other
you.
day.
They didn't do right by you, sir.
No.
Look
It
how
was not
fat
nice.
Steve was.
Yeah, Steve. Look at how fast Tito put you down. Wow.
Fighting Tito back in the day.
11 seconds I was knocked out.
I just went to a UFC match and sat behind him and Jenna Jameson.
Oh, that's right. They're going
I've got a picture of her eating a cheeseburger.
Oh.
I took a picture of her.
All right, let's play the first episode of The Mad Scientist and Epstein.
Did this one feature Jack Rhodes?
No, wait, we'll do the Jack Rhodes after this.
I didn't remember that. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Oh, please.
Why would it work?
Chezzy. But sometimes
Epstein! Look and see what I've concocted. This conveniently sized apparatus will transform any ordinary tap water into a combustible fuel to be used in automobiles. It will revolutionize energy consumption as we know it. Please handle it gently. It's the only one of its kind.
Quite impressive. It's most compact. Perhaps it would fit in mine Heine?
No! Epstein! No! No, Epstein, no!
It's pointy.
It's just one of a... Oh, don't pour grease all over it!
It's going in.
Epstein!
It's almost there. It's in mine Heine.
Right. Back to the drawing board, then.
At least you had a strong ending.
And so that was episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for episode 2. I can't
Mine
either. This is gonna be great.
Heine.
You're absolutely right, Opie. I do love this.
Episode 2, the Phantom Humor.
It felt like the first episode was good enough for a second one.
I will say a Mine Heine is funny.
Mine Heine.
Yes. No offense to Sam, I'm sure.
Well, you just got to come up with a. It's like the Ramon thing. It was. If you're going to end these things the same way, you got to think of a creative way to get there every time, and that's always the challenge.
We based the whole series of skits around Steve coming up with Mine Heine in his head, and we had to figure out some way to work it into something.
To work Mine Heine.
Yes.
Of course. Of course. Why?
All right, so episode 2 is
can't
in
wait
front
for
of us.
episode 2 now.
It's really good.
It's a mess. Oh, he's right there. Episode 2, go ahead. What do we need to know about episode 2?
Well, the characters have been a lot more fleshed out. We learned that the inventor is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he's older. He's older than we originally thought. He's very old, and he's in a wheelchair. That's why he needs an assistant so badly.
Okay, because we asked you about that.
So
why
Epstein
would you
does
keep
serve
this
a
guy
purpose.
around if he's shoving all your inventions up his ass?
Because he's a sweet old man in a wheelchair.
Okay,
who
now
does
we
need a
understand that
caretaker.
much.
And
Okay.
Epstein does spend the majority of his time sitting on the floor, Indian style, picking up his rather large and gorged testicles up in the air and then dropping them. So you will hear that as well.
Okay. And there's a paint can full of lard that Epstein keeps next to him
At all times.
Yes.
And that's what you need to know?
Putting stuff up Mein Heine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's enough of the setup, and the rest of it should be.
And the inventor has an invention.
Ridiculous.
It's wonderful.
Yes. All right, episode 2.
Shaved his beard again.
Yeah.
That is creepy. All right, here we go. Episode 2. Ooh. The mad scientist and Epstein.
Wait.
Epstein.
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 Epstein, stop playing with your testicles and look what I've done. This conveniently shaped vial contains an elixir which will increase the metabolism of anyone who drinks it. Can you imagine? This could eliminate the worldwide obesity epidemic permanently.
No, let me see.
No. Well, I suppose if you're careful, there's just the one, and...
Say, this would fit perfectly. In mein Heine?
No!
It's in mein Heine.
Well, at least it's still intact. Now, give it back.
Here you go.
No! My elixir! It's all over the ceiling! Epstein! Well, back to the drawing board, I suppose.
All right, I gotta be honest here. You're turning me around a little bit.
Yeah, you're turning me around to want to walk out of the studio.
No,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
He's turning me around a little bit.
Much better.
A little bit.
Mein Heine.
Got the catchphrase. And
he does have the catchphrase.
And no matter what he tries to do, he's still gonna have his invention up this guy's hind.
Now, inventor.
Yeah.
If it was an elixir, it's not like a prototype machine or something. Wouldn't you just have the formula and you can...
But the problem is,
see, they got to ask for everything.
Made one vial full of the elixir.
Yeah, but he's got the formula.
No, he throws things together. You know, like he doesn't write everything down.
Then what was he going to do with it anyway?
Yeah, even if he had it, he couldn't have fucking made more of it.
No, once you have it, then he has a machine that you can put it into that will examine the ingredients and the amounts of said ingredients, and then that way he could produce more.
You really love Star Trek, don't you?
Yeah.
You're just a fucking asshole.
What?
That's exactly right. This is a completely reasonable explanation for why he only has one.
Making this up as we go along.
Let's go to Buffalo. Rick, what's
How
up?
come he hasn't put the machine that analyzes it up at Mein Heine?
Yeah.
Because what are you trying to ruin the whole season?
No, because he has
It's like Lost. I don't know what's going on. And you have to make sure you catch it from the first episode.
Let's say hi to Rick Buffalo. Go ahead.
Ramon Epstein sucks.
It's Epstein.
I didn't like it.
Epstein.
Epstein sucks. Hi, Cam.
All right. By the way, Dan in Pittsburgh, Ralphie killed at Seven Springs. He won over 900 Steelers fans that didn't want to be there. It was inspirational. Thanks, Ralphie. And thanks for saving the boys. You had a good one down there in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was last Saturday during the playoff game.
Cool. Wait, you had to like do comedy as these guys are getting ready for a playoff game?
No, the playoff game started at 8. My show started at 8, and I had 900 Steelers fans instead of watching the game came and see me, and then they got the last 7 minutes of it.
Oh, cool, very cool. All right, Max in Dallas. Max,
what's going on, guys? Ralphie, you are a funny bastard, dude.
Not today, but I'm trying, brother. Thank you.
I think they should do to Steve and Sam what they did to the female French collaborators at the end of World War II. That was awful. Punch it out.
Oof. I have,
I guess, beat them and shave their heads.
Oh, okay. Greg in West Virginia. Greg?
Sounds like a bad Adam Sandler movie.
I guess I missed the Adam Sandler movie where he shoves inventions in his ass.
See, Sam doesn't put up with
Sam's
shit, man.
very defensive.
He's quick when you're going after him. Pat from Menaki writes, wheelchair Fred's going to sue for character infringement. There's someone. Of course, Pat will linger longer with us. All right. Anything else you want to say about that?
Episode 3 coming soon.
Episode 3 coming soon,
boy.
exactly.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
man.
Could you give us a little like
Send me the
preview?
CD.
Yeah, come on. What about, next week on? We don't get a preview?
Something else will go in Epstein's hiney.
The inventor will have a brand new invention, and he'll show it to Epstein.
And will the inventor ever catch on that he shouldn't show Epstein the invention?
It's one of those questions, like you just listen, you go, will he ever learn?
Yeah. And since he's the assistant, why does he always wait till it's completely done before he shoves it up his mein heine? See, the vial itself, he could shove all those he wants up his mein heine.
But you see, the inventor is not presenting the vials to Epstein. Epstein does not have the wherewithal to get up off of his
Oh, he just
floor.
doesn't realize he could...
He's just playing with his balls all day.
and that distracts him.
Yeah, he's so...
Until you come up and say, I've done something.
Until the inventor comes out.
Right.
Yes. the inventor. I'm sorry. I said you.
And Steve is cracking the whip. Any other characters in development with the guys?
Yeah, actually, we have... Travis is a character who's been sort of lingering around. I believe it's a German character.
A man?
Is it? Is it a German character,
I think
Travis? Oh, here comes Travis.
It's the character of making fun of Steve.
Ralphie,
He's still a character.
Ralphie, can you give up your seat for a girl, please?
Of course.
All right. There you go.
Lady?
Oh, boy. Oh, Ralphie, it's a boy. We always get confused. I'm sorry. You can sit
Here,
back
Travis.
down.
Ladies?
All right. Travis?
Steve likes to push anytime you maybe alter your voice in the office.
Yeah.
It's suddenly a new character.
Yes, it is.
And how did you alter your voice one day?
I just said, this is Steves, because Steve would be German, and Steve says, oh, new character. No.
So no matter what you do.
It wasn't. It was not Stebbs. I believe he has a last name.
Yeah.
Oh, Steves to boners.
These guys are just
full of characters.
they're sleep deprived.
I like that.
So apparently,
So now you have to write a whole bit around this?
yeah, because I decide to just open my mouth. I have to create a whole backstory for Steves to boners, who I have a feeling will be a weird producer who likes to make his staff members do stuff they don't want to do.
With their heinies.
Yeah, with their heinies.
Mein heine.
I suggest that every character that is developed under the Steve umbrella has to have something to do with the heine.
Going up mein heine?
Well, or
No,
just
it doesn't have to go
the
up the
heine has to be involved with every character developed under
You don't
the
need to
umbrella of
suggest that. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously. There's not enough male asshole in this one. Go back and redo
Wishful
it.
thinking.
I gotta go back to the gas station bathroom to get inspiration.
But I think Fan and I might work on something that I just suggested.
Oh, what's that? You gotta.
Oh. No, we can't. Can't.
Why?
No, big secret.
Don't spill the beans.
It's a good one.
That beard is becoming very impressive. I think you turned the corner this week with the beard.
You look like my cabbie.
He's part of Afro Wars. That's why this thing who will not admit that he's got a little black in him is growing that massive afro. Right, Ralphie?
Yeah, there's
You
more
see
than one
it.
black stick in that wood pile. I'm from the South. I can spot it.
Yep.
But he's in the middle of Afro Wars. And Thanos too, but he's doing the beard because, he's a little... He's got all his hair, but he can, grow an afro up there.
Yeah, don't get any volume.
So he's going with the beard. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Any other characters, Steve?
Oh, you never know. You never know.
Never know. He's such a tease.
You know what? And it's not fair. I've heard Travis prattle on in the Steves to Boner's voice.
That is true.
So to say he's being forced at gunpoint to create a character is a little bit misleading. I've heard him go on and on in this character voice enough so that you could actually create a promo out of these phrases he's using.
Is this true?
Sure, but Steve insists that they all have backstories and fucking biographies.
Of course. How do you keep a bit going?
What are some of your catchphrases?
I have none.
Does he have a catchphrase?
No.
I've heard him going on in the
I just
voice.
say, I'm Steves to boners.
Let's hear that again.
I'm Steves to boners.
And that's all you got?
And that's it.
No, he said more than that. He's
and
just
that's
not
it?
fessing up.
All of a sudden he went Italian.
Yeah,
and that's
a new
it.
character.
Because he's not really... He doesn't want to be part of this.
No, it's not that.
thing with Steve.
If I have a
He's a
good
shy
idea,
girl.
like for instance what I just suggested to Fan, then I'll work on it. But something stupid, I'm not just gonna create a back. I'm not gonna force something, you know.
Oh well, don't force anything. No,
it comes
Steps
naturally.
to bone.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Hey, someone suggested that Barack Obama sounds like The Rock, and we got
The Rock Obama.
We got The Rock talking or doing his thing, and then we got Barack Obama. We're gonna check this out for ourselves. Here's The Rock, of course.
Sure, The Rock remembers you. 6th grade, home ec class, right?
He does.
Do you remember how all year long the only thing The Rock wanted to do in your class was make pancakes?
In home ec?
And you never let The Rock make his pancakes, did you? You wanted The Rock to make chocolate chip cookies, blueberry muffins, but never pancakes. And then right before summer vacation, you said, "Hey, Rock, tomorrow I got a nice surprise because I'm going to let you finally make your pancakes." And then the next day, you came to The Rock and you said, "Rock, unfortunately, I'm all out of Aunt Jemima."
And now, Barack Obama.
Thank you, Iowa. Yo, they said this day would never come. They said our sights were set too high. They said this country was too divided, too disillusioned to ever come together around a common purpose. But on this January night, at this defining moment in history, you have done what the cynics said we couldn't do. But that's okay, but The Rock says this, "Hey, you still like to cook? Still like to bake bread? And you know your roles, right?"
Wheat. Buttermilk.
Well, then The Rock says this, "You should know your role and shut your mouth." Take a little walk down Know Your Role Boulevard. Hang that right on Jabroni Drive. And then proceed to check your Aunt Jemima, no pancake heaven. Directly into the SmackDown Hotel.
This is supposed to be The Rock's life. Does he have no respect?
That shit was funny, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a similarity.
Oh my
there,
God,
right?
yeah. Except Obama's now stealing Malcolm X's cadence. Or
Is
Mandela.
that what he's doing?
On this day, in this hour, he stole fucking Mandela's cadence at the end of Malcolm X. Although I think Malcolm X said his first in the 60s.
How about Jack?
That's just me.
What about Jack Rhodes?
Yeah, what about him?
Jack Rhodes fucking threw quite a punch. Fucking known around his neighborhood as the hat remover. Fucking Jack Rhodes will take a motherfucking hat off your head with a punch. Just everybody knew the name Big Nick, right? We all knew who Big Nick was.
Okay.
We all knew who Big Nick was. But Jack Rhodes. Damn.
We don't know. Yeah.
I don't like that hat. How do I take it off? With a punch.
Punch to the face.
Yep. And that hat comes right off.
Whose hat?
I don't know.
And why did he hit him?
Her.
Even better.
Why? I don't know. Maybe he didn't like her hat.
Oh, was that okay.
Jack Rhodes will remove your old lady hat by engaging in fisticuffs while you hold a walker.
That's the guy that punched the old lady in the head.
He's the black gentleman who beat up the old white lady.
Right. Old. She was like pushing 100.
She was over 101.
101. Okay.
101 years young.
And she took a punch.
Oh my God, she was like fucking LaMotta. Fucking Sugar Ray Rhodes couldn't get her down. he socked that old bitch in the head, and nobody knows his name. We all knew who Big Nick was when he fucking dropped an N-bomb when hitting black guys who were there to steal cars. We all knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking savage motherfucker beat a 101-year-old woman, and it's on page fucking 25 of the paper when they catch him.
And they caught him, what, overnight or something? Or
Don't know, but
recently?
it's him.
And his name's Jack Rhodes. Jack Rhodes. There you go.
He's
There's
a 45-year-old drug addict. And it's on page 14
it's not
of
his
Newsday.
fault, then. Why don't you have a little mercy?
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
During the court, you imagine this happened with a white guy who beat up an old black lady. During the court thing, it says, clean shaven with short hair and wearing a tan shirt. Rhodes chuckled at one point when the detective said Elise, the old lady, described her attacker as a man much larger than Rhodes appears to be. Do you find that amusing? Lasik asked him, which I guess was the judge. No, sir, I don't find it amusing, he told the judge.
But he chuckled.
Chuckled.
Yeah.
And there you go. Jack
What a
Rhodes.
bastard.
That's who he is. Funny, nobody knows his name, though.
No.
We all knew who Fat Nick was.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap up the show for today. Ralphie's going to be at the Bananas.
Yeah.
In Poughkeepsie.
In Poughkeepsie on Friday. 2 shows, 3 shows on Saturday at Hasbrook Heights, 1 on Sunday. And next Thursday, I'm in Miami at the South Beach Comedy Festival.
Very cool.
He's doing 3 shows on Saturday? That's a fucking busy night, man.
Busy night.
That's very cool.
That's a lot of shows.
I do believe so. All right, it's time for Line of the Day. We're going to get the fuck out of here.
Line of the day.
We need a minute.
No.
Why?
No.
We need a minute.
Oh, I know.
What?
My fucking...
What? You had a really good line, I guess. That
No,
we
I
have to
didn't.
Throw into the mix. Or is it... Oh, boy, what do? We have to fill.
Let's do filler. Like when I used to, we do 5 hours a day.
I know, but when it
How far away are we from?
How about I just do the plug real slow?
Do the plug.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Line of the Day is brought to you by BowDogFantasy.net. That's BowDogFantasy.net. Next year, don't forget to go to... Anyone?
BowDogFantasy.net.
Before you make your picks.
Always. Why after? That'd be silly.
And this year, one of our listeners picked up, you want to guess how much?
Lucky listener.
One lucky listener, guess how much they won from BowDogFantasy.net?
$6?
$6. You're correct. In the One Pick'em League. Check out how you can win a trip to... Anyone?
Las Vegas.
Camden,
right, Jimmy. Right now at BowDogFantasy.net if you want that trip to Camden, New Jersey.
With $6, you could probably get fucking beachfront property in Camden.
Jimmy Ty didn't do well in the primary. Yeah, a lot of people asking.
Jimmy Ty didn't do well because they douched him.
Yeah, Jimmy Ty in 08.
He said, I want clean shirts for all Americans.
That's right.
And they fucking drowned him out because they knew that's the key.
By the way, I want to have a hat party.
Of course we're going to have a hat party.
Because Jimmy came up with a slogan that's sweeping the One community. What is it again there, Jimmy?
Opie and Anthony, get your hat.
So we want people to get their hat.
Absolutely.
Get their hat.
And we're going to have fucking Jack Rhodes come and remove it. A good punch.
Yeah, that would be
We should have a hat walker party and Jack Rhodes punches all our hats off.
But Jimmy, you don't want regular hats, right? You don't want the baseball
won't stand
caps.
for regular hats.
You want a goofy hat. And we want to have a hat party, and you can't even come into it unless you're wearing your hat, because that's what we do now. What do you think, Ralphie?
Get your hat. I like it. I like wearing a hat.
It's galvanizing.
I like hats.
I want pilgrim hats.
What kind of hat would you wear, Jimmy?
A top hat.
A top hat. I'm a
like
gentleman.
Ozzy.
Yes.
Would you wear one
I
of
would
those?
want a stovepipe Abe Lincoln hat.
I want a jughead hat.
Oh, one of those jughead hats.
Yeah.
Anthony, you'd want a hat
Like
with a
Anna
little
Bisi?
diamonds thing on it?
You know?
Oh, yeah, fucking from Oz.
What kind of hat would Jimmy wear?
Like an out of BC hat.
A Jimmy hat.
What's a Jimmy hat?
It's a condom.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So a condom hat.
No, I'm kidding. That's the last thing I'd ever wear. Why would I?
At this point.
Why start now?
Yeah.
I had to have been exposed to everything.
I think you have to wear
Why
one.
switch to the filter?
There's no reason for it.
You have to wear one of those like Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm going to bed hats.
Ooh, I like those.
I think you would look good in one of those.
How about one of those Paul Revere hats? You know, the 3-tier, you're like a pirate right there, you know?
I prefer the sleepy Ebenezer hat because I get sleepy a lot.
How about a raccoon cap?
No, the fur with like scalp itch.
How about
no racial pun intended, a coonskin cap? Is that what you said?
Ooh, how about like some kind of antler hat? Like you're part of the lodge.
Oh, I'd like that. I'd like that.
How about one of those eternal water buffalo from the Flintstone hats?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the big blue with the little horns.
I want to be part of a lodge.
Me too.
What kind of lodge would you be part of?
The Boy Fuckers Lodge.
What was the one on the Flintstones? The Royal Order of Buffalo?
Water buffaloes.
Water buffaloes, right.
I hated that show.
The Flintstones?
I fucking
Because they
hate
ripped off the honeymooners.
But they never made me laugh.
Gee, Fred.
Shut up. Fuck yourself. Big piece of meat. Car tips over.
They were ribs.
Yuck. Stopped the car with his feet. Fucking asshole. Hated Fred Flintstone. Always did.
Why?
I like the Flintstones.
Didn't like him at all.
He was just a regular guy going to work and trying to make things work.
I like
Dennis
Bugs
Dinosaur
Bunny.
kicked him out. Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny was fucking hilarious.
Using dinosaurs for, like, machines.
I know, you know, Rock Quarry and...
I am Rock Quarry.
Bugs fucking...
But I am Rock Quarry.
Bugs Bunny needed his teeth kicked in, though.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny's
too
just shot
cocky.
in the face and shit.
A little too cocky, though, in general.
Maybe.
He always won in the end. I didn't like that.
But there was shooting involved. Elmer Fudd would blast your fucking face backwards.
Not
How do you not
anymore.
love that?
Not anymore.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
see that shooting crap anymore.
I know.
That's bad for the children.
Bunch of faggots we've turned into.
Yeah,
What was wrong with the Flintstones, though? You really haven't explained
Never
yourself.
made me laugh. I just never...
Wilma, pretty hot.
Fuck Wilma. That stupid fucking hairdo.
Betty?
Yeah, I'd have gone for Betty more.
Yeah.
Betty over Wilma?
Over William.
I hated
Wilma, yeah.
Bam Bam and Bam 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 Bam.
Yeah,
right.
but that's when it got
real
bad. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like in color Andy Griffith shows. You know,
Yeah.
they stink.
Yeah, because the black and white ones were just so terrific.
I know.
I like them a lot better.
There was a million examples out there. You went with that one?
But that's all.
I thought you were going to go with Oliver joining the Brady Bunch or
Yeah, that was
something.
pretty
that's a
bad.
bad one too.
I love that one.
That's when the Andy
Really?
Griffith show went to color. Oh my God.
That's me.
Robert Reed
I love
promised...
that show. I'm from the South, man. We had
all
4
right.
stations.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. All right, there you go. That's what we do. See how we just kind of improv for everybody? Yep. We didn't know we were going to do
Now
that.
they got line of the day ready.
Sure, I
Big
guess
blast
so.
to make a wee-wee.
The first, what? Oh, we're ready, right?
Yes.
First runner-up line of the day.
The new Hillary.
Come tonight
Yeah.
with a very, very full heart. And
And a big ass.
Oh, God.
I want
What was the line?
Cabs.
Yes.
Did Ralphie just jump on the line of the day thing?
I think I just did. I'm
I think
sorry.
he was reacting like it was just being played, though, the audio. I don't think he realized.
It's the obvious joke.
So what was the line? Big ass?
Calves.
Calves, yeah. I come to you.
Big. No, we don't need to play it again.
All right. Of course not.
It's time for the next runner-up line.
Oh,
of the
no.
day.
I'll shut up.
And I look basically more dirtbaggish than I usually do, which is, you know, semi-dirtbaggish. Anyway, so I had some time to kill before I had to go. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Wow. The best part was the swallow after semi-dirtbaggers. That was fucking horrendous. You could actually feel his finger actually pointing up on forward.
Yeah.
Fucking.
All right, here's another. Another runner-up line of the day.
That's pretty good, man.
Very good.
Green legs and ham.
Oh, God.
That was good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're all good. They were the highlights of the show. The final runner-up?
No, final line. This is line.
This is line of the day.
Oh, wow, we're zipping through.
BodogFantasy.net, thank you.
Here comes line of the day. Line of the day.
I wanted to see if I wanted to see if I was getting any more vascular definition in my legs from all the friggin' workouts I was doing.
Is that what you told yourself?
How hairy are you that you can't see muscle?
And you can see muscles better through pantyhose.
No, I'm Italian and Lebanese.
Italian and Lebanese.
Gregorio!
You can see muscles better through panty. I didn't even hear the line. I only heard something pantyhose.
Pantyhose.
And I just kept laughing at pantyhose.
Steven Pantyhose.
All right. Ralphie, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Bananas?
Yes, bananas in Poughkeepsie.